We're now joining the action. Just to update you the first two scores. Jamie Bramley got home 21-19 against Duncan Watkins, and just we've seen Gareth Gwillam win 21-16 against John Bradshaw after trailing, I think it was 11-5 at one point. We're now joining the action live. The game we're picking up on is South Yorkshire's Dave Poole against Ross Dunkley from Warwick and Worcester, and with me as usual is Andrew Cairns. Two good games, the first two, Andrew.
Yeah, they were really good. It was looking like Gareth was going to get rubbed out at one point. John Bradshaw took him right in the full corners and were putting them close. And Gareth dug in, took him on a short mark across the middle of the green, and got right back in it and managed to see the game out 21-16. Looked quite comfy at the end, but it certainly wasn't, and he'll be much relieved to have got that game over with. Jamie Bramley was very impressive early doors with Duncan Watkins. Again, he had a big lead. Duncan stuck in. He won't be happy with the way he's led, but Jamie led him back in the game a little bit towards the finish, and at 19-20 Duncan Watkins leading the jack out. He had two balls about a yard off in the full corners, and Jamie ran the jack with his last ball and punched the air with delight, which was nice to see. A bit of enthusiasm and passion.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're just picking up on this game, as we say. First end, all games are off 5 today. Ross Dunkley won the toss, scored first end, leads 6-5. Got two good bowls here as well, Andrew.
Yeah, I've seen Ross quite a bit. I've played him in a county game, and he does impress me whenever I see him. He always looks as though he puts balls very, very close. That's a good hit.
Good hit. He did that. The other game on the green at the moment is Mark Alden and John Kennish from the Isle of Man. John's got off to a good start. He leads 9-6. Two games at a time. We're going to be on the green today. Tomorrow and Wednesday, just one game. I hope everybody's picking up the pictures all right. Again, supplied by Globe Gig. Ross is after this edge, Andrew, along the west stand. This is where he won his game on Saturday in the last 64. Played it really, really tight.
Yeah, just looking at who he played on Saturday. Paul Mackey, fairly comfortable 21-13 win, if memory serves me correct. He played very well up the edge. Very, very steady player. That's a good reply from Dave Poole.
Ross nearly done it.
Great effort, that.
Dave Poole, been around a long time, hasn't he, Andrew?
Yeah, he seems to have been. Anyway, I can remember him back when I was a lot younger, in playing in an awful lot of comps. In fact, I seem to remember seeing him on that All England video that you sent me when Terry Moss won it at Florence Private.
Oh,
I think he was in there.
7-6, David.
He has the nickname the Model, you know.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not sure what of. Airfix Model.
He'll be back here a week on Saturday as well. He's the South Yorkshire Merit winner. He'll be here in the Champion of Champions. We also, seem to recall, I think he's through in the Charlie Tattersall Memorial. She's on the day before the Champions as well. So, had a good few games on the green lately.
Yeah, plenty of practice. You see already David going for the corners. Thinks that's Ross's weak point.
It's a good short mark play, Ross. Again, if David puts them 2 yards off, he'll lick them anywhere.
Green's quite nice actually this morning. Had a quick walk on it. It's running okay. It's not overly wet. It was very wet first thing Saturday morning. Had a lot of rain overnight. It's just a bit overcast and dank at the minute here. Green's playing okay though.
Oh, bad end there for David. Should be a simple 2 there for Ross.
Like we said in the intro, there's probably an awful lot of nerves going on. I mean, it's important these lads that they get through to the televised stages. There's something special about playing bowls on TV. Not everyone's had the chance to do it. This is one of the rare occasions where it's available to them.
Just a quick look at the other game. John Kennish just seems to have settled down really well. He's 11-6 in front of Mark Alden. Which is quality player, John Kennish. I'm sure there's a lot of people over on the island right behind him.
He's a class act, he's John. He's coming over a lot more, playing in the bigger comps over on the mainland, and he's doing well in them. It's the only way he'll really improve is by getting better opposition.
Good lead to Ross. He's just playing into the middle of the green. And Dave's nearly licked it if it runs.
Sure, easy to overplay when you're playing towards the crown. It's always quite quick around the crown area.
Just made 2, I think.
Dave's certainly reached. Played the right ball, made sure he's give it a chance. Close. Oh, it's hard lines.
It's unlucky.
Right sort of ball, always the danger, just touching the jack, but he's only 1 down. He was better off than being 2 down.
Oh, save 1. Say, Andrew, a lot of colour around the green, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what colour the Cooperative Funeral Care corporate colour is. Is it violet?
Lilac.
Lilac. Lilac. I quite like it. It's very relaxing on the eye.
Yeah. And the players' TV stages will be playing in white and blue. But it's been a good thing for the Waterloo as well. I mean, as you probably see, the pictures go around, lots of signs all around the green. It's brought in some extra revenue to the Waterloo. Number of companies, since they've known it's on TV, have come along for banners and things. Our front of the terracing's full in, which is first time I've ever seen that, Andrew.
Yeah, for a long time. I mean, I know back in the day there was all sorts around this green. I can remember a few of the signs, but we've got them on the roof, we've got them everywhere.
Yeah, the east stand is now the Cherish Protect stand. Quite a bit of investment from them, which is good to see. They're also sponsoring the British Crown Green All England Mix. I think you might be participating in that.
Right, very good, yes.
In Ellen in a couple of weeks, yeah.
Ellen Cricket Club.
Nice to get some new companies involved. Now you see the Twitter feed on there, at Live Bowls. Everyone wants to join in. Try and answer any questions given to us. There has been a question this morning about handicapping, Andrew. Now you're the expert. You're the expert on that.
I've got to be an expert on something. Yeah, it's, as you know, this is the Waterloo handicap. And back in the day, everybody that entered used to have they were individually handicapped, with the old professional players being off scratch and everyone else receiving a start up to a maximum of 4. And over the years, it's been changed to everyone playing off 5, apart from the previous year's winner and runner-up. The winner would give an extra 2 starts, so he'd play off 3, and the runner-up would give 1 start, so he'd be playing off 4. And then for a few years, the handicap system was sort of abandoned, so it was 21 up off scratch, and it's been reintroduced this year. I don't see a problem with it. You know, some people might moan that you shouldn't be handicapping winners, but that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been, and the winner and runner-up enter under understanding those conditions, so it's up to them.
Yeah, not a great fan of it myself, Andrew, I must admit. I don't think we'll ever see Ronnie O'Sullivan giving 2 or 3 black star to anyone, will we, or anything like that?
No, you're right, but it's just the way it's been, and you know, we like tradition in this game, don't we? And,
that's right. I must recall with Brian Duncan, who won it off scratch one year. Tremendous achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the 4th time he won it. He won it off scratch.
To give 5 every game is a fantastic achievement. Anyway, back to the action. All square, 9 across.
Not a good lead, David. Of course, it is always a little bit heavier into that corner, but not that. He should know it's not that much heavier. Caught Ross out.
In front of the east stand yesterday over there, just quite squelchy. I walked along the edge. The rest of the green was quite dry.
He's better with this. A lot better. Bit of pressure on. Ross is just hoping to find a perfect length ball. I'm not sure he's going to achieve it with this. Looks like it's
nearly,
but just giving up.
Playing with a pair of 212 Drake's Pride Deluxe is Ross. I played him a couple of times. Quite a big ball. He just seems just to caress them out of his hand somehow. Ross doesn't he? Just strokes them out.
Nice touch for a big lad.
Yes, yeah.
I don't think I could pick up a £2.12 ball now.
Ross is from King team in Warwick Worcester.
Yeah, good side. Played against them in the past.
Already won the Warwick and Worcester Premier Division this year again. I think they'd won it by about April, Andrew. I think.
Really? They must be a very strong team then.
First time he's ever entered the Waterloo, Ross. But you generally get some like that, don't you? Every year, or get through final day, first attempt and things like that.
Yeah. And it's not an easy green to pick up on it. You know, I say it every year. It looks flat. It looks like there's nothing in it, but there's an awful lot. It's very subtle. All sorts of different paces all over the green. Oh, plenty of little ridges just to knock you out your stride. I think it's a proper bowling green.
Yeah. 2 to David. Just keep everyone up to date with the game. John Kennish now 15, Mark Alden 7.
Yeah, from what I've seen, he's been playing very well as John. Mark's not exactly spreading them, but not just getting in. David not just nailing his leads at the minute, playing 4 foot short there. Ross a couple of foot past, not just counting. He's not got that out nice at all. It came out like a Rubik's Cube. Good job though, it would have been a mile too far. It's not a bad ball now. Well, Ross, what can you do? Big chance, Jack for 2. Oh, he's just grazed it.
More to Dave. Seems to just settle down, doesn't he?
Yeah, if he can start nailing his leads a bit more, he'll be putting Ross right under pressure. He's at hard lines there, Ross. That was a great second ball. Really well played, and just hard lines just to graze it instead of picking it up full.
And Dave Poole has been in the last 32 of this once before, and they've got past this stage.
I think it's looking like we're going to have a good mix of fresh faces to the general public and well-known names. They'll get through it. So I think it's going to be a good final stage. Is this?
Yeah, looking forward to it. As you said earlier, it's created a real buzz in the sport, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, just at local league level, there's a talk about it, and it's a long time since the Waterloo has been on everybody's lips.
Dave set a mark, but I'm not sure if it's in the way of the other game on the green. Yeah, that's for it back.
Barry Booth sending it back, I think it was.
I think Dave's just going to hang on. There's no rush. He's not going to want to change the land at all. He's just waiting for this other end to finish.
Yeah, now we'll send it. Coast is clear. Of course, after this round there'll be nobody else on the green. Go where you want. It's like your own little final, and I think this will be. I think every player on there today is going to treat this like a final.
I mean, it's normally the Tuesday, the last 16, which everybody wants to get through, but it's just changed this year, and this is the game they all want to win.
Yep.
The TV crew arrived last night, Andrew. The vans and the outside broadcast units are all tucked away behind the main stand.
Yeah, I've not been in makeup yet. I've got an appointment in the morning to have my hair done. Thinking of going for a spiral perm, maybe with a colour. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that, to be quite honest. Polyfiller's arrived, anyway, Andrew.
Yeah.
Two more.
Just settled down, as you say. He's settled down a little bit better than Ross.
He's not. He's what I call just sending the jack nowhere really over there. He's just neither in the middle of the green or to the edge. He just.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. A bit of a nothing mark.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just pace difference, really, and you can easily catch them off the road. You going away from where they are now towards the hotel. If you get anything outside the line, it doesn't really look at it. And going back the other way, if you get tight, it stays tight. So I think that's just what he's trying to do, and he's managed it. But again, he's poor lead, yard short.
Can he scramble in?
Just gone in, I think. Surely neither of them are good enough to count this end. There's further. Needs a clear run, inside or outside his own ball's good.
Yeah, good. Strange how one ball can change. I mean, first end Ross played a good one, 6-5. Next end 2 reelings, 8-5. Would have been. Dave struck the jack off. 8-5 up, wasn't it? And Ross's jack. And he finds himself 15-9 adrift.
And with 5 on the card, it's amazing how quick these games can slip away from you. Only takes a couple of 2s just to make a massive difference. Changes your whole psychological output on how you play the game. It's gone for it. Close.
No, good hit.
Needed that. Jack nullified end. Jack has to be played approximately a metre from the edge of where it went off the green. And Davey gets to set the mark again. Sends it a little bit further.
To the sort of length that Ross played, these sort of mark or even shorter. Not got a bad thing again.
Yeah, not bad. Just that couple of balls tight, good length. Ross needs to step in if he can. Looks like he's just going to nibble the jack, is he? No, it's okay, good ball.
And just stopped in. There's a good view of the end.
Tight again to me, tight and short.
Big chance of a 2 here for Ross. Soon got it away.
Yeah, it's okay. Can't fail. Armpit job.
Yeah, good 2. We needed that. Again, different the ball can make Andrew. He was lying 17-9 down, struck it off. Instead 15-11.
Yeah, chanced his arm a bit there. Wasn't sure if it was 1 or 2. Decided he was going to strike anyway. Got the jack off to the next end, and off he goes into our commentary corner.
After this, he likes it, does Ross?
Yeah, it won't finish so bad. This good one. Yeah, good ball. Keep the draft out.
Of course, Ross is a member of the successful Warwick Munster County side. Won the championship again, 4th year running last week.
It's getting a bit boring now, to be honest. You know, they should really give the rest of us a chance. Maybe just play with 23 men out instead of 24.
Perhaps we should propose they split them up and have,
just
have
have
a
Warwick
Warwickshire team and a Worcestershire team.
Yeah.
That'll get rid of a few, wouldn't it?
Oh.
And Greg Smith had been Worcestershire for start with, where he lives, so that might help. They'd probably still win. They'd end up with the Warwickshire versus Worcestershire final, wouldn't they?
I doubt it. I think that on the county scene, I think there's only Yorkshire that can really give them a game, and after drawing with them in the he's close here. What a ball this is! 2 shot. Great ball.
Although you say Yorkshire, we must forget in the semi-final, Shropshire nearly had them out, and they lost by a handful, didn't they?
Yeah, true.
Yorkshire, didn't they draw with them as well?
They drew with them in the group stages, yeah. And they failed to go through on chalk scored, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right.
And over 3 games, there wasn't a lot in it. Apparently, it was one chalk, was it? 2 chalk, something silly.
There's a lot of quality side. They could put a second team out that could do very well.
And Dave's gone over towards the scoreboards. Rita and George's scoreboards. Always fairly quick finish there. He's played a decent lead, 15-inch wide. You notice I changed the subject there.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about county anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Have you retired?
I have retired, yes. Not good enough anymore.
I wasn't going to ask.
Just won it. I think if he just beats his own, he'll count the end. He didn't get that out so well at all.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Still going. Still going. Just pulled up, I think. Referee's having a good look. Yeah, still likes Ross's.
Bit of a concern, referee with dark glasses on.
It's when he comes on with a white stick and a guide dog, as well as the dark glasses, you need to be worried. Oh, that can't make one.
Well, he looked hard at the first. I can't see the second one's
No.
got him.
Taking that one out. Only the one.
One to Ross. Another game, just to update people. Ireland's John Kennish is 18-10 in front of Mark Oldham from St Helens. Well fancied, John. A lot of money being on him.
There's a lot of people rate John very, very highly, you know. I think if he lived over here, he'd be winning an awful lot of the bigger events.
I remember we went over to the Isle of Man this year for a county game, and they're saying he's won something like 100 tournaments over in the island, which is an amazing record. particularly when he hasn't got the choice of tournaments to go in that we've got here on the mainland.
Yeah. Well, Ross, make your own fault. Improve that a little bit. There's a bit of room for Dave, but not a lot. Got to find one. Oh, Road's good. Road's good, needs to run.
Can't reach.
Can't reach, puncture. Armpit job for Ross. 14-17. Big end coming up.
Ross is going a distance. Not his normal game. This is plan B. Although the greeny players on there, King George V, sadly lost their green last year. They've moved to the Tally Ho Club in Birmingham. Another big, fantastic green. So.
Tally Ho.
Yeah. It was the stage of the All England once. And Glyn Cookson won it there, if I remember right. He's reached with that one.
Yeah, plenty of room for Dave. He's on a decent road. Needs to run a bit for me. Needs to get on.
That happens sometimes, Andrew, don't you? You see your opponent's ball go styling through and think, oh, it must be quick there, and hold it back. Oh, Ross is after this. Getting excited, Ross.
Likes it.
There's some comments yesterday about Ross's photograph was on, I think, Facebook here, that he hadn't got his coat on. His ball's in that coat.
Yeah, I remember. Where was he playing? Was it? I'm sure it was in Portugal. Did he win a comp in Portugal?
Yeah,
I'm sure he had it on then as well.
He had a coat on in Portugal. Yeah.
Well, David. Good ball. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Back in now, 15-17. The score is John Kennish 20, Mark Alden 10.
He's played very well as John. Mark's not done a lot wrong, to get 10. I don't think he'll end up losing any sleep about how bad he's played, because he's played well. Ross sticking with the corners, playing thumb peg.
Yeah, starting to play a few there.
Yeah, not
got
bad
away
at
with
all.
that one that last in.
Yeah. Not a bad lead over the distance. David looks on a good road as well. Pace. Is he getting there? No, just giving up again.
Yeah, the last foot seemed to peg almost a foot, didn't it?
Yeah, pegged the foot in the last inch. Well, Ross, he only runs after good uns, doesn't he? Not so bad. Line of brace.
A little square if you can count them two. I think this is a bit skinny.
Yeah.
Two. We've got a game on now, 17 across.
And the standards improved this end. Good end of balls. That's 4 well played balls, but unfortunately for David, Ross's 2 that was nearer. No need to change. Gone a little bit further this time, Mel. There's nothing wrong with this road. All it needs is anywhere near a length, it'll be a good one. Just pegging because it's short. That's all. Now then. Put this outside the line. Has he put it too far outside the line? Struggling. Won't get back.
Yeah, perfect length. And the result, John Kennish 21, Mark Alden, I believe, was 10.
It was indeed. In fact, he knocked him in with his last ball. Well, David, with a big chance here. Nearest ball's 4 foot off. He's on a better road. Needs anything like a length that canters in. Yeah, good ball. 18-17 to the model, David Poole.
So we're just waiting for that, just to remind everybody the scores that have come off so far. So Duncan Watkins 19, Jamie Bramley 21, John Bradshaw 16, Gareth Gwillam 21, Mark Alden 10, John Kennish 21. The first game live on ITV4 tomorrow will be Jamie Bramley versus Gareth Gwillam. And John Kennish will face the winner of this game.
He's gone back to his original nothing mark, as we called it. That yard short again. He's not nailed the lead going into the pub corner. Give Ross plenty of room. Ross has gone in. Not so bad there. About 15 inches short. A little bit of room, but not a lot. Has he improved? Has he put that yard in? He's further. Clear run needed. Just pegged out on the tight.
A big chance for two here for Ross. I don't think the short ball's really on the land, is it, Andrew?
No, it needs to be out. That shouldn't be anywhere near it. Needs these two. Be massive to go to 19. It's labouring. Labouring. Can't get. Oh, big chance, Ross. Big chance. 18 across. Where's Ross going to go? Is he going to go over distance?
And he's chopping the green in half.
Coming up to the west stand, finger peg. Shallow round peg. Looking okay. Pace is good. Road looks good.
Everything looks good.
Out wrong with that lead. Now then, Dave, can you respond? I think he's just outside the line, just to back. Not going to get there.
Yeah, a bit of both, a bit of land and a bit of white, Andrew.
Yeah, now then, Ross. This is the ball. Can you put the pressure on? Really ramp it up.
Yeah, he's done it. As good as his first.
Yeah, two good uns. Both equidistant. Foot away behind the jack.
What's that mean?
About the same.
He swallowed the dictionary.
About the same distance apart, Mel. We use it a lot in Rosendale, that word.
Yeah.
David, don't be short.
He's left it.
Do not be short.
Can't reach.
Oh dear me today.
20.
Cardinal sin. Short went down. 20, 18. One needed for a spot in the last 16 of the Cooperative Funeral Care Waterloo Handicap. To be shown live on ITV4. Wants to nail a lead. And playing finger peg. He's after it.
This one.
Likes it. Trotting. Stop just to watch it now. Not a bad lead.
He's going to be happy with that.
You'd rather have it than lick it, Mel.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of lads in Warwick and Worcester were urging that ball on, who are watching this.
He's roaded, you know. He's roaded with this. Big chance. Needs a hit.
Yep.
Gapped. Would you Adam and Eve it?
We're getting a few messages saying, come on, Ross.
Now then, Ross, where are you going to put this ball? Going for insurance, so you're going to try and improve? He stuck it wider. Needs to run a little bit just to get past the jack. I think he's got to go for the jack here. I think he's got to play a yard over.
Is he tight?
He's tight, can't do it.
Is it? All over. Well, done well there, hasn't he, Ross?
Yeah, hung in.
Come from nowhere.
Up dead and buried at 15-9. Struck the jack off. Never looked back.
So, Ross Dunkley will be playing John Kennish live on ITV tomorrow, the second game on. And we're going to go to a very quick break and we'll be back with an interview. Well, welcome back. Now the game we're picking up just gone on. Reigning champion Gary Ellis versus Paul Dudley. This should be a cracker, shouldn't it, Andrew?
Well, it should be if they both play as well as they can and they play to their full potential. I think Paul's got the bit between his teeth for this one. Normally Gary holds the upper hand in their games, but maybe this might see a different result. Who knows?
And Gary, of course, is off 3 as the reigning champion. First end, Gary killed it, dead end. Second end, Gary's just scored, so it's 5-4 to Dudley. The other game on the green, just to keep everybody up to date, it's Lee Eaton, former winner, against Ian Nicholson. They're currently 8-all, and we'll be keeping all the viewers up to date with all the scores for all the games as we go along. Just a reminder of the first game on TV tomorrow. Jamie Bramley will play Gareth Gwilym and John Kennish will play Ross Dunkley.
Gary just waited there to get into on his mark in this corner. Thinks he's going to do Dudley in the corners.
Do you think that's his plan for this game? Obviously these guys know each other very well.
Well, they've been mates for years. They've played each other countless times, and I'm sure if Gary knows of any weaknesses in Paul's game, he'll be the one that knows. So he's gone for the corners.
I think Paul Dudley has really prepared himself for this game, because last night up the Martin he was drinking cups of tea.
I'm not having that.
So
I'd
true.
need to see photographic evidence.
Yeah, cups of tea Paul Dudley was on last night.
And they'll both be well up for it, there's no doubt. The games I've seen between the two, Gary's always ended up winning, and to be honest, always ended up winning comfortably. But like you say, new Paul. I know he's talking to him over the weekend. He's feeling confident, but
that'll knock his confidence that end. Gary yesterday won the Mike Roach Memorial in Warrington, so he's a bit of form at the right time.
Is he ever out of form? That's the question.
I think early in the season he was a little bit indifferent, but he's played well the last month or so, Andrew.
It's all comparative, isn't it, Mel? His loss of form is probably our top form, you know.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, he's quickly pulled the handicap back and gone in front. That's the way to do it. You don't want to be stuck on 3 for any length of time. I'm not just sure what the betting was at the start of this game. If there was any betting, I don't know. Somebody said to me they're going to back whoever Jimmy Darby backs on this game. I'm not just sure what they're trying to say there.
Is he a good judge, Jimmy?
I think he is. I think he's an excellent judge. He won a competition yesterday at Bar Lane, Bolton, one day. He didn't play so well on Saturday though.
He come against somebody who was on real top form. Matt Goldmore, he impressed me, he did.
Gary's stuck into these corners. Playing finger peg to the northwest corner of the green. Had a good ball with his first. Paul just grazed the jack and went out. And you can see there Gary's ball on the right hand side of the jack. Played short. Now then, Paul, you have a bit of a chance here. Make sure you're reaching. Jack a ball for 2. That's what the panel man would be doing now. Close. Needs to stop. I think it's just twittered out.
Yep. Good shot of it there. That cameraman there, by the way, Steve Cuman Davis on the cameras there. How's he got a job working for Glasgow on the cameras? They must be paying him well.
He's awesome, is Steve. Can do anything.
Yeah, he's now a Glasgow cameraman, Cuman Davis.
I'd love to see his CV. He's getting a bit shaky. Wonder if he can hear us talking about him.
You wouldn't go up on the roof on that one, though.
No, I don't blame him. Gary's gone deep into this pub corner. He's only a few yards away from the edge. This is going the full distance.
That's all right.
Needs to run a little bit for a reel, and he's not so bad over that distance, you know. Of course, Paul plays with a lot smaller ball than Gary. He'll be playing something like a 2.8 compared to Gary's 2.11. Just need that little bit more effort in sending them, and sent that a good distance. Good ball. Now then, Gary, can you respond?
It's further.
Looks slightly tighter. Needs a hit now. Just gone out.
And the other game is Lee Eaton 11, Ian Nicholson 9.
Well, Paul, you've got to take these chances when you get them.
No, he didn't like it. As soon as he sent it, his head was down. He's only got one. It's quite cold up on that roof on where the other cameraman is as well. You heard the story about me, I suppose, on Saturday.
I heard a rumour that you had a little accident.
Yeah, I was climbing through a window on the roof of the Waterloo and the ladder collapsed under me. I've got the cuts and bruises to show you.
The fact that you were climbing into a window rather than out of a window was a bit worrying.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was a great amusement with everybody.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been here to see it. I'd have been filming it.
Yeah, Paul's gone a long way with Gary as well.
He's gone the other peg. He's gone thumb peg into the corner rather than the finger that Gary was going.
No, something wrong with it as well.
Just his road needs mending more than anything. Gets him out nice, does Gary. They all come out the same. This is too far. Got it out too nice. Wow. A little bit astray, that one.
I don't even think Q-Man will get that in the camera.
Oh, there we go. Better road, Paul. What's your length like? Needs to run a little bit for a good one.
It's not too, kind of scattered around them three balls. Looks like the Isle of Man flag.
Oh, it's short. He's left it. Took too much out. Frightened himself with his first ball and give Paul a very cheap 2. Paul won't believe that.
That's not Gary Ellis as we know him.
Just shows even the very best can play a bad ball now and again.
Sometimes you find though, Andrew, you have so much room because you just don't concentrate anywhere to count.
Absolutely, yeah. Happens a lot. Yeah, sticking to the... Well, not as far as Gary, but certainly going a distance. Playing the opposite peg to Gary, going finger peg. I always find this the harder way in. But I find anyway hard in these days, to be honest. Not so bad, just 5 feet. Not the best lead in the world. Gary's further. He'll need to stop in a minute, unless it hits the jack. Never off a road. At least 2 yards, Paul. He's further. Needs to miss his own.
I think he's too far, Andrew. Got to go out. Yeah.
They're giving 2 back here, I think. I can't see Gary missing an opportunity like this. Just asking the chairman of his fan club, Mike Holding, how far he's got to knock Paul short bowling. Well, you'd have to use a sledgehammer to knock it in, but I suppose it's worth asking the question. Change peg just to be sure.
I don't think he's got one.
And not got one.
Wow, Gary, what's up there? Has he gone blind? Oh. He's got Jack in hand, I suppose that's his consolation. The other game, Ian Nicholson has just taken the lead, 13-11 against Lee Eaton.
He's just played one of the best bowls I've ever seen on the green. Wow.
Growing some applause. Hopefully we'll get a good crowd here Tuesday and Wednesday. I think quite a good deal as well. The Waterloo committee have got as far as admission for the next 2 days, Andrew. Tomorrow, normal fee. It's £10 standing, £15 a seat. And if you come on Tuesday and keep your ticket, you will get in for free on Wednesday. Well, I think that's a great deal, isn't it, Andy?
That's a tremendous deal. I mean, where can you go these days for 8 hours entertainment for that sort of...
For a tenner.
For money, it's nothing. It's for absolutely nothing.
And free Wednesday. If you come just for the Wednesday, it'll be the normal fee.
Yeah.
£10 standing, £15 for a seat. I know that the ticket sales have certainly gone up since the ITV was announced. Some good sales, so hopefully we'll get a fair crowd.
Yep.
Weather forecast's not brilliant, I don't think, but if we can get a good turnout. I mean, a lot have been saying, we need a good crowd. Yeah, you do, but I think the main bonus is we've got the sport on TV, haven't we?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Be nice to see the place full, but being a realist, I can't see it being jammed to the rafters like it used to be.
No, it was interesting looking at one of the old videos from in the 80s, and you look at the average age of the crowd, Andrew. You know, a lot of those people are sadly not around who came for year in, year out.
Yeah, and they haven't been replaced. That's the problem.
No. Yeah.
We've just seen a very unusual ball from Gary there. He very, very rarely knocks his opponent in, and he just caught the jack, knocked it to Paul. I don't think Paul's going to return the favour, but I don't think I've ever seen Gary do that, actually. It does happen, I'm sure, but Paul won't mind. Probably say thanks, mate.
Yeah. Right. Poor Dudley 9-8. I think either player's really settled, yeah.
Paul has a lovely delivery. It's really easy, nice, easy swing to it. And sends him a long way very, very comfortably. Compare that with Gary's. Apart from the little dance at the side, it's very mechanical delivery, really.
Has he always been like that? He's played a good in here.
I seem to remember him in the very early days not having that little step, but he tells me he's always done it, so I've obviously remembered that wrong, but yeah, he's always done the little step.
Paul, you've not reached.
While he's been a top player anyway.
I don't think Gary will lock him in this time.
And he kids a lot of people with that delivery. It looks like it's very straight from
That's a bad ball again there. You know, you got 2 yards to make 2.
Not very un-Gary-like, is that? He'll be disappointed with himself. Still wet, you can see he's got a cloth. Both got cloths, just wiping the dampness off the ball, ensuring the grip's a good one.
Had a bit of drizzle this morning.
Good picture there of Gary's delivery. If you stand behind him, you actually see he just comes across himself a little bit. He kids a lot of people with that delivery. Not just as straight as it looks.
As you can see on the screen there, if you want to join the conversation, if you want to tweet us, Twitter is @LiveBowls. I'm getting quite a number at the moment of tweets coming through from all and sundry. I hope everybody who's watching is enjoying the coverage. And will those be live on ITV for Tuesday and Wednesday? It will also be streamed live for those of you who can't get to a television. Wherever you may be in the world, you'll be able to see all the action. He's trotting over this one.
Short again. Oh, Paul, certainly to back with that.
Shoes in there. Gary's looking all around them.
Good judges, Gary. If he doesn't know, nobody knows.
Still, he's looking around all the way around it now. I think he said to Paul, "I fancy mine. I can lip read, Gary." Andy, you know. I know, measures.
The other game on the green at the minute, it's a bit of an epic battle. They're both playing really well, Ian Nicholson and Lee Eaton.
It's now 17 Nicholson, 13 Eaton.
They've played an end in this corner nearest our commentary box. One of the best ends of balls I've ever seen. Full corners. Nicholson beats a 10-inch ball and Eaton beats it back. Tremendous. I know a lot fancy Ian this week. I think it's his sort of going.
Was one to Gary. He's going to be along his north stand edge. And he's won so many games in the past.
Yeah, some peg. Bias to the ditch. Very shallow mark. Doesn't do an awful lot. So I'm sure the sun's coming out, man. Oh no, someone's put the radiator on. Oh, not a good lead. Not a good lead at all. Very unlike Gary. He doesn't just look fully with it at the minute. Paul will want to pile the pressure on. Gooden, not bad at all.
Really?
Now then, Gary, can you respond? It's bit to back, bit to wide. I don't think it'll peg all that. Trying, but just not far enough. Well, going nice, going nice. Good ball, doubled up.
Good too.
No such thing as a bad 2.
He's edged in front again, Paul. Well, Andy.
No, very tentative at the minute, scoring off each other's jacks. Nobody's fully settled. Gary's missed big chances for 2s. I think something that he doesn't normally do. Going a distance again. Finger peg into the pub corner. Going better than his last lead. Still going to be short though. Neither of them's nailed the lead yet.
Can't count.
No, it's on a bad road. It's on the road to nowhere. Dudley down and away. Quick play, you know. Needs this to run. I don't think he's improving any. No. Similar ball to his first.
Got his balls away quick as well.
He's definitely further. Anything within 2 yards of the jack wins. He's not on a road, you know. He's off green with this. That's another cheap 2.
Oh.
Wow. Not like Gary at all, that.
No, he needs to settle quick because he's certainly not playing anything like a Waterloo champion he is at the moment.
No, difficult. There's been a lot of good players go out on a Monday morning in the last 32 of the Waterloo. Difficult conditions. A lot of nerves. Usually a lot of movement around the green on a Monday morning. I don't know why. There always is. He just doesn't look settled to me. Doesn't look as focused as he normally does.
And the other game on is Ian 19, Lee Eaton 14.
Paul sticking to his corner marks. Thumb peg. Just out of the corner really. It's certainly longer than a 3/4 mark. That's again a yard short. Shouldn't be good enough. But when you're going 50 yards, what's a yard between friends?
Well, it's further than Paul's if he misses.
Yeah, needs to miss it. Needs to miss it.
Yeah,
Just
good ball.
grazed the side of it. Got past it. It's a good ball now. Makes Paul's life very difficult. Got to reach. Got to reach. Gets inside his own, he's a squeak, but he's not going to reach it. Well,
can Gary make 2 this time?
good grouping from Paul, but unfortunately the jack's nowhere near his balls. Now, first time in the game, can Gary couple up? Just needs a length. Oh. Well, he's trying to fall out. Certainly past Paul's ball, but is it too wide?
One.
Yeah, just the one.
Another opportunity missed.
That's 3 big chances when he's missed of 2s. Would have been level now. Gary going down to the corner where the cooperative funeral care stand is. The Taylor Bowles stand in the corner. Play finger peg.
I think he's played one half decent.
It's a little bit short, mate. I bet it's a yard short, but on a road, Paul, the way he's playing, he'll think he'll lick that. Just needs to run. That's all it needs. A bit of run, bit of finish. Can't do it.
The ball stopped quick there, both of them, Andrew.
Yeah, I think if there's any moisture in the green, it's probably accumulate down there. It's fairly low down. Well, Gary.
He's not a lot further.
No, he's not.
I think everything's in the way.
He can just get outside them, you know, just scrape his own ball. Needs a couple of yards of running. Oh, Paul, length required. Needs a length. Needs a length. Off that shot one, yeah, Gary's in. Yeah. Just hung out. Good effort. 12-13.
Ian Nicholson 20, Lee Eaton 15.
And Gary's looking at the other corners. Everyone's wanting to get into this commentary corner, Mel. At least we get a good view when they come up here.
Cuman's brought some binoculars for us, by the way.
Has he?
Yeah, he had them here the other day. I was quite impressed. Yeah,
Some of them.
Everything looked bigger than normal.
Oh, Gary, you've been roaded all the way, just that 2 feet too far, but not a bad ball.
I went in that corner. I suspected he wanted to go along the north stand edge.
I thought he might have tried the other edge, to be honest. This is a better reply from Paul. Good ball, Mr. Dudley. Oh, Gary. Right behind this, he's painted this on a road. Painted it on a road. Got to pick the jack up, surely. Good ball, Gary. Really good ball.
That's
Never off the road.
More like a 5 times champion. Now a result here, Nicholson 21, Lee Eaton 15.
Oh, big effort. He's going to gap. Got the gap.
It's probably the best end of bowls I've had so far.
Yeah, I think it is. It was a really good. He needed it to Gary there. He needed that ball. If he let Paul count this end, it's, you know, getting towards the business end of the game, and he'd have been behind.
Well, it's starting to drizzle around, but Gary's took his coat off.
A bit of blue sky up there, Mel. It's only like a postage stamp size, but it's definitely blue. Playing finger peg back down towards the Cooperative Funeral Care stand. He's turned his back on it straight away. He's always tight from hand, never looked like a length. Getting angry with himself now, is Gary.
What a shaking heads from Gary.
Yeah. Paul's rammed this down a road. If this is anywhere near a length, it's a real one. Yeah, absolute real one, that. Now then, Gary. Still see the jack. I don't think he's any better, is he? He's got to go tight. Got to go tight. I think he should go back to his playing up his edges. Is awesome.
Not even a length.
Well, Paul, this is a shocker. Shocking ball. Tight from hand. Big chance missed.
It's strange. I mean, we earlier were saying this game could be the classic, the game of the day, and it's probably turning out to be the poorest of the day at the moment. I mean, a lot of loose balls being played.
I know it's difficult playing your mates, you know, and it's always hard work. Maybe there's a bit of that in there. Maybe there's a lot of nerves. You know, it matters to both of them. Getting through, it's a big thing. Last 16, television, might just be preying on the mind a little bit. Got that out lovely. Got it out lovely. Anything like a length and it's a good one. So he's going to be short again. I've said that so many times today.
The green is a little bit heavy. We've had a bit of rain this morning. In fact, it's drizzling now. Oh, good length.
Decent response. Still room. Plenty of room. He's on a road. He's on a road, you know. Just wrong side of the ball. I think there's a difference in bias, you know. I think Gary's a slightly stronger ball than Paul.
Yeah, they are, yes, definitely. We noticed that, I think, the last end, although Gary nipped it tight, he wasn't far off the land of Paul's. Can he make two?
This time he has. Yeah, good two. This is classic Ellis, is this, you know, not playing his best, still in the game, in front, grinds games out even when he's not playing well. That's the key to this game. Win games when you're not playing well at all. It's brilliant if you can manage it. Gary going down this west stand edge. Round peg, bias to the ditch. Not so bad this. Oh, it's just nipped the jack. Gone tight.
It looked to be going that far.
It was looking decent. It looked like it was picking the jack up all the way, and then it's just dived away at the last minute. Good reply. Good reply. Now then. 6-inch ball to beat. Close. Needs to finish. Good ball, whatever. Looks like he's just in off that camera shot, but it's hard to say from up here. Paul's playing through, must be in.
Is Gary blowing his cheeks out?
Neither his own, unfortunately. Oof. Ellis won, 17-14.
As you say, he's just a typical Gary, isn't it? He seems to just grind out results when he's not playing well.
Yeah.
But he's not home yet.
No, he's not. 17 never won a game. The way he's played, you'd be gobsmacked if you were turning up. The way he's played, who'd won this comp 5 times. You wouldn't have said it was Gary, by the way, he was chucking him all over. But he's keeping it up. Keeping the pressure on. That's what it's about.
Where's he going now?
I think he'll go up that edge. I think, I'm obviously wrong because he's waiting for Simon to finish his end, but yeah, I'm usually wrong.
Yeah, the other game that's just come on the green night. Now he's twice champion Simon Cope. He's playing Andy Hodgson.
Trying the full corners again. Thumb peg. Very easy to miss the road thumb peg in this corner. Better on the tight side. Looks like he's played one. Couple of feet, yard past. You generally short with your first ball into this corner if you don't know any better.
Oh, Paul will know.
Paul should know. We've been up there a few times today. Yes, he's played a good response. Gary's down and away and after it. He's labouring. Needs to run.
I think he just give up.
Oh, it might have flopped out there, you know. Good judges, Gary.
Looking hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good judge and a good sportsman is Gary. Tells his pal Paul that he's in. Now then, Paul, can you capitalise on it? I don't think so. I think you're short. Needs to run. Can't get there. Won him the jack, Mr. Dudley. Sale Excelsior man. One of my teammates there. He's seen one of his teammates also, Jamie Bramley, go through in the first game of the day, hoping to replicate his success. Having a good think about where he's going. Going thumb peg. Just out at the corners, 3/4 corners, but still a long way.
He seems to fancy this little mark.
He does.
Another attempt at it
Yeah,
again, isn't it?
it's about the third or fourth time he's been on this mark. He'll hopefully get a decent lead. It's not looking bad, you know. Not looking so bad. I think he'll be happy with that one.
And Gary counted a 2 last time, then, didn't it?
Gary, pace looks good. Certainly reaching. Can it miss that? No.
Caught it the wrong side. It's made it better for Paul.
Made it better, absolutely. Paul will be over the moon at that. Oh, Paul. What are we saying? What do we say? Can you run? Don't be short. Can't get one. It's narrow. Short. Gary's striking.
Don't want to be taking his own out.
It'll never happen.
You sure?
Never happen. Never at his own ever. Not hit anything.
16, 17.
16-17 in the Battle of the Silver Foxes.
Yeah, the belt might be a bit more silver after this game.
Yeah. They might be playing for a bottle of Grecian 2000, you don't know. Just a side bet. I'm only jealous because I haven't got any hair at all. Getting a bit of a problem here because Simon's going on a mark that Paul wants. Will he wait? Or will he just change it slightly?
The sun's coming out, Andrew.
I said that earlier, you didn't believe me.
No.
It'll be 5 yards quicker this afternoon if this sun comes out.
So Simon Cape 8 and the Hodgson 5 in the other game.
Well, Paul, I'm liking the road. Just needs a length.
It's not going to be a good one.
I think he's got the bias on the wrong side of the ball there, you know, Mel. That looked a decent road from handed, that.
Has Gary turned his peg?
I think he will have done.
Yeah, first ball.
Just drop back against the bias now.
Yeah, coming to it. Thump.
It's just where they went.
Really, Andrew.
Well, yeah, I find the finger peg a lot more difficult. But I think with Paul's delivery, obviously likes it now. Paul's changed his peg. He's come thumb. It's a chance. It's a big chance. Oh, hard lines. What a good effort that was. Wrong side of the jack.
Can Ellis make a double?
Loaded.
And they need the length.
Oh, just falling away. Just the one.
Oh, poor Dudley's looking hard at it.
See, from here it's only one.
You got Steve binoculars.
I've got
hanging
Steve's binoculars out, yeah. Yeah, it looks like one off the television pictures, but they can be deceptive. Gary likes his own,
Yeah,
of
pointed
course.
it down.
Looking resplendent. His red and black shirt.
No indication from our master referee, Barry Booth.
I'm surprised Barry hadn't just kicked her in and said that ball's in.
I'm surprised he ain't just put his feet in.
$16, 17. Line to be. It is a big line to be 19, 16 if it's 2. Ooh, yeah, like that one. Measuring the back ball as well. No, 2 it is. Well,
Oh, he's on the finish.
Yeah, 19, 16.
Well, where's he go? East End stand edge.
EastEnders.
Nearly said that, yeah.
Coronation Street.
Yeah.
Maybe Emmerdale.
I've been watching Doctors now I've retired.
God.
Yeah.
You'll watch anything, you. I thought you'd be a Jeremy Kyle man.
I'm more likely to be on that.
Might as well move the studios to Bake Up, to be honest. Oh, Gary's gone for the corners.
Yeah, it's alright, a good one.
That's okay.
He was due a good lead like
Yeah.
that.
Well, a game where he's not reached the heights of his own high standards, but he's ground a game out, ground a performance out, and he's going to get over the line. Sign of a true champion. Thinking about that 6th title, no doubt.
Yeah. He equalled the record, looking to break it. He's good in again.
Found 2 good ones when he needs them. He's got to have it. He's got to reach up. Got to play through.
I think he's been hanging back for bets, Andy.
Not so sure about that. It all changed when he took his coat off.
No.
Oh, gone for gold. He's watching it. Watching it. Oh, got
Took
them
'em
both
both.
out. Wow.
And a shot.
Good striker is our Paul.
To take them both, some shot.
That's a great shot. Could do with an action replay of that, really. Oh, no chance.
We're lucky to get it first time.
Tremendous strike from Paul.
And to count.
Yeah. You're going, what, 50 yards, 55 yards?
Mm.
It's it absolutely perfectly to count the end. Now then, Paul, are we going to change things a little bit?
Wonder what's going through Gary's head after that, Andy.
I don't think we can repeat them.
Mm.
Knowing Gary, he'll have forgot all about it now. That's one of his secrets. Forgets about anything that happens like that. Just gets on with the next end. Not really changed his game plan, Paul, at any point through this match. Playing these 3/4 corners. Desperate for a lead.
It shouldn't be good enough.
This looks like he's been struggling following the jack a little bit. Been leaving a lot of balls wide.
Better.
Yeah.
Better.
Can't fail. Won it all week. Needs to find one here. I'm afraid it's game over for Paul. Well, if he's roaded, there's a big chance. If he's roaded, it wins it. Good ball. There's a shot for game here is our Gary. Yard over, ball full.
I'll not be sure.
Two. He's
Don't
played
like
it.
He doesn't like it. Don't like it.
Tight lines.
Turned his back. 18, 19.
Oh, maybe that strike's just giving Paul the encouragement he needs just to dig in and get the 21. And maybe it's put a bit of doubt in Gary's mind, who knows. This is a big end.
And the other game, it's Simon Cope 11, Andy Hodgson 7. Going back to the same place again, Paul. Same length, same peg.
Well, I think with Paul's ball, he's on a good road here. If he's a length, it's a good one. Simple as. No tuck with this. Nothing up with this at all. Just gone at the side, just pegged a few inches in the last foot of running. Well, this is on a road as well, with Gary's ball slightly stronger. Might even go tight. That's the difference in the bias there, you can see it there.
Just left it a little bit as well. Bit extra pace, it might not have pegged that much on.
A good half ball difference in bias. Now then, Paul, you've given this a bit more land. Gets another one on a length. It'd be better if he just comes around the back. That's it. That's the spot. A bit of a target though. Yard over. Anything to reach? Anything to rest on? Certainly reached. Oh, he's well outside the road. Well, now then.
It's come from nowhere. 2019.
Now then. Gary Ellis had 2 balls within 6 inches of the jack at 19-16. Paul struck them off, counted the end, and 3 ends later he's here. All but 19, jack in hand. Wanting one to put the 5-time champion out of the Cooperative Funeral Care Waterloo. Just change the mark slightly.
A completely different piece of land this.
Pace isn't bad. Just going to be a yard.
Oh, Gary's got to punish that first ball.
Not sure that'll be near enough. And they're shouting "we" in the crowd. Shouting "we." Bigger ball, needs a hit. Oh, it needed it, you know.
Well, it's certainly gone to far. I'm not sure whether it's won or not.
Barry was shouting at Barry Booth. Tell him who's in, Barry. Best judge on the green. Yeah.
Yeah.
No messing about. Well, Paul, you just need to tighten your road. A couple of inch, that's all.
Nice. Taking a long time sending the ball, is Paul.
Just making sure that his ball's dry. He's got a good grip.
That's what's noticed. He's waiting for Andy Hodgson. Simon's come out the way, as you can see. Simon Cope's walked round the greens to keep out of poor Dudley's line.
Settled. Ready to send. Well, it's come out nice. That's half the battle. It's half the battle. Is he roaded? Oh, he's short.
He's over the top. Over the top.
Wow. Short. Paul.
Oh, Gary's still got to do it.
He has. Yeah, it's not a gimme. Not as easy as the other twos he's had a chance of. He's wider. He's wider. Won't look at it. Won't look at it.
If he'd have just touched that ball on the outside.
Paul, he would have put him in, yeah. Well, 20 apiece. Oh, he's measuring. Paul's doubting the information Barry Booth gave him. Paul wants some measuring. Well, we may be able to see from a bit of body language if he's correct or not. Not giving anything away there. Just throwing the mat down, folded his arms, waiting for the measurers. Having a little bit of a dance. Now they decide to get down and measure properly.
Got a good view of the measure on the screen.
Gary's ball first. Is there a slack band or a gap? There's a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry's right.
Well done, Barry. Yeah. Got a round of applause. No messing about. Barry said, I don't know what all the problem was. Told him he was in.
He always told me he got one good eye.
Well, 20 apiece. One finger peg to the northwest corner of the green.
Oh, he's after it. Seems to like it.
Yeah, likes it. Won't be so. Needs to stop an inch now. Just stop an inch. Not so bad.
Well, from such a poor game, it's turned into a nail biter.
And the last 5 ends have been worth the price of admission alone. Well, Paul, are you roaded? Have you had on a road? You've a big chance if you are. What a bowl this is! Oh!
No, Barry.
Wow.
I'm a
Now
Barry
we
Booth.
need to know.
Not again.
Very important.
Not again.
Yep. No messing. Gary Ellis. What an end of bowls.
I'm surprised Gary's not come up to have a look.
Yeah. He wants to know for definite. I mean, I don't know if he wants it in writing or not.
He normally comes up, doesn't he,
Yeah.
Gary, and looks at things like that.
Well, he's left it short, hopefully in the way. If Paul can play the same ball, replicate it exactly, he'll win the end. No danger. But he has to play it. Has to play it. Twitchy bum time. Destiny in his own hands.
Is Paul just asking Gary to check, is he?
I'm not sure I can't see Gary, even as mates as they are, going anywhere near that end. He'll say get on with it.
I don't think Gary's ball's not in the way, I don't think, is he?
No.
Should have just got to play a yard or two on.
They reckon it's outside the road. They're in the crowd, they reckon he's to back. Reckon he's underneath. Can it peg up?
Well, what a game. Summary, Andrew.
Oh. Well, it was a nothing game, and then all of a sudden it's been the best game of the day for the last 6 or 7 ends. Gary's absolutely ground out a result there. He looked like he was out of it early doors. Paul was playing better than Gary, but somehow Gary stuck in. And Paul's, well, I think he might lose a bit of sleep now. He got himself in front, back in the game, 2019. Just didn't make the lead he needed. But what a good game. What a great finish to a good game.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be back shortly. Next game on we'll be covering will be Danny Nixon and Chris Brown. Welcome back to the action. Game we're picking up, Danny Nixon currently leads last year's runner-up Chris Brown 12-10. And the other game, just to keep you up to date, Simon Cope is currently 18-13 ahead of Andy Hodgson. I've just been having a little chat with Gary. You've been watching this game, Chris Brown, Danny Nixon.
Yeah, Danny Nixon been playing very well. He got a slow start, but he picked up after a couple of ends. He was one of the players that was very impressive on Saturday. He put Ashley Dakin out comfortably. Wasn't really a game he played that well on a little round peg mark, only about 28 yards, something like that. And he's carried on where he left off, really. Put Chris under enormous amount of pressure. Chris has gone for the corners when he's got in.
He's been in the last 8 before as Danny, hasn't he?
He has. He's a very good player. He was one of the naps of the day on Saturday, really, for the betting fraternity. Awful lot of money went on him, and they weren't disappointed. But Chris is one of those players. He won't. He's behind, but he certainly won't be downhearted at the minute. Plenty of opportunities to get back in the game yet.
Yeah, and of course he was a classic runner-up last year, wasn't he, if you call it, against Garrett.
Yeah.
Good final.
Yeah. It was a very good game. He had, from memory serves me right, he played one ball that sort of changed the game up to the middle of the green. It looked like he was going for 2 and he just touched the jack, and it was that quick round the middle of the green. He knocked the jack to Gary, and Gary never looked back. Oh, this is a great effort. Yeah, good ball, Chris. It's a class ball.
Impressed with Chris at the weekend. I mean, he played these corners well, didn't he, in the last 64 Saturday?
He did. The other game that's on, Simon Cowp and Andy Hodgson. Simon was cruising, and all of a sudden Andy got in over the middle of the green, playing fairly well, and he was lying to go 14-16 a couple of ends ago, and Simon just played through, made 2, and he's now 19-15 up. But it was looking a bit dodgy for Simon just for a little bit.
Chris Brown's after the corner. It's where he played well Saturday.
Yeah, put a finger peg down towards a cooperative funeral care stand down there. He's not got that out so well, but if you put it to back, it doesn't look at it. If you put it tight, it pegs away. There's a bit of a spine coming out of that corner.
Pace, though, isn't he? Not sent it.
Well, he got it out like a baby giraffe's head. It weren't going anywhere. Oh, Chris has got this now. He's tight. All the way tight.
Might have a little wick off that.
Yeah.
Put it back on, off on the road.
Well, it's come out clean, but this is tight from hand. Won't get anywhere near the jack, this ball, I'm afraid, Danny. Might save. No. Don't call him Lucky Brown for nothing, although he is looking at this. Yeah,
2. All square.
14 apiece. It's brightening up lovely now, Mel. Bit of a wind to dry green out. Bit of sun.
Yeah, it's trying to come out, son. This is where Chris was playing. So thumb bias round the crown. And he was nailing them this way on Saturday.
Well, he's nearly nailed this one as well. Of course, this is the famous Duncan mark, where Brian... Yeah, good lead, Chris. This is where Brian used to play. A little bit to the right as we look at it. Well, I tell you, if he's reached, he's a big shout here. Big shout. Oh, great effort. Getting slightly different bias. Chris's ball's pegged a little bit more than Danny's there.
I say Andy Hodgson's back in as well against Simon Cowp.
Line 2 to go 18-19. 2 decent balls. Simon's changed peg at it. It's not reached. 18-19. Wow.
Oh, we've got game on now. 2 times winner. Looked to be coasting Simon Cowp. He finds himself 19-18 in front. Andy Hodgson leading out. Battled away, Andy has.
Yeah, yeah. Not just an organiser, you know. Organises the Pudsey Classic. Decent player in his own right. Well, Danny, what do you say? Can you peg? Oh! Oh!
Coat of paint off that. He's doing some oohing.
Well, it's all I can say at the minute. Ooh. I'm that thirsty, I can hardly put words together.
That was interesting what Gary said about that decision of Barry Booth. He didn't fancy it in that corner.
No, well, you could see that he when Gary was looking at it, he couldn't really tell who was in. It's a tremendous eyesight, Barry, for a man of, how old is he now? 18?
103.
103, yeah. He would have been about that age.
73, I think, Barry, actually.
Don't look a day over 72.
No.
Oh, Chris. Painted road here, you know. Painted road. Never been off it. Just a little bit too far, but it's not so bad on the mark, you know.
Chris started slowly on Saturday. I remember, was he something like 10-5 down?
Yes, he was, yes. Yeah, it took him a time to get going against Mick Prescott, and ended up a comfortable 21-13 winner.
Simon Cope sending a bowl for game here. Not sure if he can make two, but if he does, he'll be off. You can see him there, he's after it. That was the Simon on the screen. Yeah, he's done it. Simon Cope through. 21-18. Another edgy victory, that. So this game on the green now is the last game of the morning session. I think after this game there's going to be a break of about 30 minutes. I believe the afternoon session will start at about 1:30.
It's brewing up to be a nice little four. Yeah. Nicholson, Ellis, Cope and possibly Brown. Pick a winner from that lot. Bad lead from Danny, nearly 5 feet short. Chris hasn't bettered it, in fact he's whooshed it a couple of yards too far.
I think you said earlier, Andrew, the green's going to be changing.
Yeah, all the time it's changing.
Danny's not improved, he shouldn't count really.
I know on Saturday they were struggling coming out of that corner because it was very damp, so whether it's still damp I don't know.
The winner coming in.
Yeah, I think even you'd have got in there, Mel, to be fair.
Yeah. You'd have struggled, but
I'd have struck at them too. Oh, it's glorious out there now, Mel.
You want to put some cream on your head, Andy?
I'll just put my balls for you cap on.
So, we're all square. The scoreboard's not changed over yet. Chris is still waiting for the board to be amended.
Oh.
No. A bit of controversy on the card here.
16-14.
No, it's 15 across, surely. Is it?
15-16.
15-16.
That wasn't a score I had in my head at all.
Yeah, it was 4. Yeah, that's right. I think he's correct. Chris and Danny are obviously happy with it.
That's the main thing. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. Chris keeping with his plan of the corners, change corners into the hotel corner.
I played a good bowl as Danny.
What a good reply that is. Playing well, Danny Nixon. I know
Chris struck at it right away. No hesitation. Bang.
Bang. Doesn't miss many, does he? Well, there's quite a few fancy Danny for this event. Mostly mid-Cheshire men. What a top level of ability there. Oh, Chris playing thumb peg to the northwest corner. Flirting with the ditch. Downhill finish. Lost it. Lost it. Danny gets the chance to change the mark. I don't think he'll be going as far as Chris wanted to go. He was going right in the full and 60 yards. Some people don't go that far on their holidays. Danny's changed it dramatically, playing up to the crown. Still a long way, still 35 yards.
Yeah, smack bang in the middle of the green.
Yeah.
So we're getting a few comments that the quality of the streaming is excellent. So well done to all the Globe Gig team.
That's what Danny wanted. He wanted Chris to play a bad lead. And Danny needs to step in. That's the plan, and he's done it. Good ball. Yeah, that'll keep the draft out. Now then, Chris. Trying to jam that ball out. Full contact. Just like that. What a great ball.
Chris seems to be playing a lot of confidence, just playing the bowls, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of confidence. He's a very confident player. And Danny's got a similar shot on, just trying to shunt the jack to his own ball. Just missed it. That was a real good ball. Now Chris will go back down into that corner. Not a lot of options really. I think he's gone finger peg here. No, thumb. I can't see. Somebody get me some glasses.
Thumb.
Is it thumb?
Yeah.
Let's just stick to backhand, I think. Good ball. Chris Lucky Brown. Good lead.
Nothing lucky about that. He seems to be playing as well as anybody, does Chris, isn't it? Very impressed with John Kennish earlier today. Chris is settled in the groove from the off. And Danny's not playing so bad.
No, it's been a good game as this. And a good standard. Now then, he's just got to try and save. He's not going to do it, is it? Needs to run. Oh, Danny.
Two.
Oh, that could be the
Yeah,
vital
19-15.
19-15. Going for the full uns again. Some peg. Northwest corner of the green. Won't be so bad. Not so bad at all. Couple of feet to the side. Decent length. Danny's urging this on. Urging it. Just needs to finish down that little
it's all
slope.
right. It's okay. Good in.
Good response.
Oh, is he going to try and lick it or knock it off?
Oh, Chris is thinking about striking at that. It's his main weapon.
Yeah, here we go.
Watching it. Ooh, just missed. Now then, Danny.
Yeah, 2 here would be nice. 17-19.
2 here, we'll get him right back in it. Needs it. Good road. Can you run?
Might just scramble in. Yep,
Yeah,
2.
Good 2.
17-19. 2 twos would be nice.
17-19. Oh, he's going a fair distance himself, a lot further than I thought he would. Thought he might have come over to the Bucky's Boulevard edge. He's gone almost full in. Doesn't matter where he goes, as long as he jams a lead on the top of that jack, and it doesn't matter. It's a good length with just a couple of balls tight. Chris has gone the other side of it and just drop away a touch, but just stuck in. Playing right down the spine here, easy to get off the road. Not sure if Danny knew that. Well, needs a road. Length's good. Needs a road. Needs to peg. No, not done it. Big chance for Chris. Big chance. Same ball.
Surprised if he doesn't make them here.
Well, nothing wrong with this ball. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me. Kick him in, Danny.
All over. Chris Brown 21. Danny Nixon 17.
Good performance there from Chris.
Yeah, played with confidence.
Yeah, confident, very professional performance. I was surprised at Danny's mark at the last end there. I thought he would have gone somewhere else. He played so well on Saturday on the short round peg marks, but maybe Chris's firepower just put him off. Who knows?
Yeah. So that completes the morning session. The afternoon session, I believe, is going to start at 1:30. I'll just run through the morning results for anyone who's back here with me is Andy.
Afternoon, Mel.
Good moment to join there, and Brack, I think, hit everything on the green. Looks like he might have counted one.
Yeah, typical Ant Bracken ball.
Yeah.
Hit and up. No idea what he's doing. A bit of fortune. He's trying to prop the ball out. Hit the short ball full, followed through. And we've got a bit of a measure. Been a nip and tuck game so far, as you can see by the score. He was 11 apiece, and gave away a cheap 2. That brings us to where we are now.
The other game that's also on the green at the moment, it's Dave Bradford from the Isle of Man leads former winner Tommy Johnston 11-8.
Ant had a massive struggle on Saturday getting through his last 64 game, playing Robin Tuscany from just down the road in Lytham. Came to the end. Oh, very fortunate.
Fortunate one there for Ant Bracken. Having a bit of a chat with the referee, Barry Booth. I think he wants Barry to send the jack for him by the look of it.
Might do a better job.
I'm sure Brack's really up for this game. He's certainly desperate to join Ross Dunkley's Warwick Worcester teammate in tomorrow's televised last 16. Real character is Brack, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He's one of the fun guys of the bowling world. Always got a smile on his face. Very competitive though as well. Nice mix of the two. You can't fall out with Brack. I've tried, but can't happen.
Oh, Jeff just left that.
Yeah, it's going to plan for Ant this. He'd have gone over to that part of the green hoping to catch him short, knowing that it's a downhill finish, and you just overcorrect sometimes.
Let's come at it the other peg, just to make another.
Yeah, some peg, nice ball.
Yeah, smack in front. Jeff's got to get past them.
Tight from hand.
Don't like it.
Waving it over the bar. I tell you what, there's not a lot of bias in them balls. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I have never seen a ball drop there, ever.
He actually indicated it was off land. If it's got in, it's a miracle.
I think he needs to get that ball checked out.
Brack can't believe it.
Absolutely stunned.
Jeff, give it up.
Yeah, we all had. Well, he won't complain. He's 14-12 up, jack in hand. Going a bit of a distance.
I am Brack, and I don't know how he got through Saturday's game 21-20.
No,
never looked like winning.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I was one of the many that had backed him as well, so I was quite pleased to see him get through in a way. But then I got let down by a certain Mr. David Waters, which I will remind him of for the rest of my life.
Brack, can you peg?
I always think Ant's a better player with a county shirt on. I think he just gets his blood going a little bit more, and I've never seen him play a bad county game.
No, he's the same for his club at the Gleverell Arms. He's a tremendous team player.
Yeah. Certainly got the ability to be one of the very best.
Can he peg here this time? Trying hard.
Same ball as his first, really. Ant's having a good look. Took the furthest ball out and the nearest ball out. Just looking at those two. He's a good judge, his Ant. Measures required.
Meanwhile, another game. It's Tommy Johnston 11, Dave Bradford 13.
Tommy's my tip for the title, so that's probably put the kibosh on him. He's on tremendous form at the minute, Tommy Johnston. Beat me in the big final at Spen 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, he reckons he was on fire at Spen.
He was on fire. I'm afraid I couldn't put it out. I think I got a good 7 in the final. 2 nice balls. Well, back to Jeff Bolton and Ant Bracken. Another 2, 16-12. Going for the corners. A decent distance. Right, needs to run a little bit short, couple of yards. Not a good lead, really. Ant will expect to lick those all day this week. Needs to run. Needs to run an inch. Not so bad now. Yeah, good response. About a foot off. Maybe a little bit closer. Good ball, Ant. Now then, Jeff. It's on its way. Line looks good. Line looks good. What about the pace? Just won't get it. I think he's playing a slightly weaker ball than Ant. Referees required. The banging line, he can't tell which is which. Just tell him the red eye. Right, and what can you do? 13-16. It was a bit like this at the weekend. Struggled, didn't know where to go. Cutting the green in half. It's on a road. Needs a length. It's a real and quite a shallow round peg mark. Thumb peg. Nearly 2 feet past. Need him a little bit closer than that.
Oh, this is not coming.
No. Well, needs to beat his own. Beat his own. Keep the pressure on. Miss that ball. Miss that ball. Yeah, good and now.
He needs these two, Brack.
He does. Jeff needs two yard in. I'm not sure he's going to pass the jack. Might just win it this if it trickles. Trickles. Oh. Looks like it's given up.
Just give up.
Yeah, just give up from that picture. Measures required again. No, give it. Well, I'm surprised at that. I thought they might have measured that. Looked on the TV monitor as though Bracken was in. Obviously looked a bit different down on the green. Big decision though at that stage, just to give it. I'm going through a stage in my career where I'm just measuring anything and everything. Because I ain't got a clue who's in at the minute. And Jeff leading out down into the cooperative funeral care stand corner. Not a good lead, good couple of yards short. Brack's on a better road altogether here. Needs to run a bit though. Still a yard short.
The other game currently, Dave Bradford 14, Tommy Johnston 14.
Now then, Jeff, any further? Looks like you're labouring again. Can he get past? No. Oh. Should be an easy 2 for Brack.
Well, just need the length bolt.
Yeah.
Need the peg.
Got a couple of yards to get in. Labouring. He's not done it. Wow. You can't believe it. Just shows what the pressure can do to you. That'd have been on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, 4-70.
Some peg. Playing up to the west stand.
And a little bit further, Bracken, this time.
Yeah, a little bit further. road looks perfect. Length's not bad. Yeah,
be happy with that lead.
Decent ball.
Turning around, talking to people in the crowd, Brack.
Yeah.
Always above a chatterbox.
He likes the interaction, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We need more of that. Jeff's left this one short again. Yard short. Now then, Brack. Can you find another? He's on a different road, you know. Tighter line altogether. No, not got one. That ball of Jeff's just put him off. He didn't want to run in the back of it. Caused him to play narrow. Jeff's got a shot on here. It's tight though. Tight. Not enough pace on for the ball he was trying to play.
I mean, Brack's disappointed he didn't get a second in there.
Yeah, 2-win games. He's missed 2 chances to get braces. Would have made a big difference to the score. Reverting back to going across the green. Got a few chalks earlier on in the game. And this mark. Good mark. Subtle pace difference. Difficult to road them. Very easy to miss it. This needs to run.
A lot of short balls again, Andrew. It's been like it all day.
Yeah, it's, talking to Ian Nicholson at the lunch break, and he said it's a little bit patchy, possibly because parts of it are still wet from the weekend. They'd had a lot of rain over the weekend. It's very easy to be short. Well, looks a decent road. It's further, needs to miss it. Oh, has it come one off it? Don't think so. I think Jeff's still in. Didn't need that hit. Clear run, it had won it. Now then, Jeff, can you make a pair? An upset if he did.
It looks big missing.
6-5. If Jeff could get home, he was a 25-1 shot before the start of this game, playing Anthony Bracken, who was a 16-1 shot, so Brack would have been a big favourite on this heat. Not playing like a favourite though.
At the moment. But he'll be battling away, Ant Bracken, he'll never give up. You saw that Saturday.
That's one thing you can say about Anthony. He's a battler, a bruiser. Finger peg up towards our commentary position. On a decent looking road. All about his pace now. Nearly a yard short.
Well, Ant Bracken looks a good road. It's all about pace. If you can just get inside.
Good ball.
Good shot.
Must be to back. It can't do all that. Not today. Well, he's changed his peg. Make sure he's not knocking Jeff in. He's high enough. He might have to win off it. He's going to win off it. He needed a hit.
Yeah, went a long way.
Yeah, just a little bit of trail after the jack.
And in the other game on the green, possible upset here on the cards. It's Tommy Johnston 15, Dave Bradford from the Isle of Man 18. And Dave Bradford's playing very, very well.
Yeah, we played on Saturday to put Mike Leach out. Mike Leach was very disconsolate after that game. Feels as though his chances of slipping away winning this competition. But he played very well and he's continuing that form. Tommy's going to have to work hard to get out of this one. Bracken 17-18, looking for a lead. Live and let live, about a yard short. Not really near enough.
Perfect land.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff's okay, clear. Can it miss? Can it miss? Oh, got in the back of it. Now then, just a bit of care needed. Has he reached? Has he reached? Has he? Oh, short. Road was perfect. Just turned round to tell Jeff he's one only.
Tommy Johnson 15, Dave Bradford 20.
Well, Jeff, any connection? No.
Motor Bracken chipping away, keeping at it, battling away. 18 across.
Looks like my tip for the title's on his way out. That could stiffen talc me.
Oh, Tommy was the most impressive player, but Dave Bradford, I've got to say, I've been glancing across, he's played superb. Across the middle of the green, and he's just planted them all around the jack.
Well, that's the way to win games, isn't it?
Now then Bracken.
18 apiece. Finger peg towards the crowd.
Perfect land again.
Live and let live ball, 20 inches short. May win it on a length. Just pegging away now. Just gone out. Wants to improve. Wants to improve. Get on, he says. Get on. Well,
made two that.
Yeah, nice to lie. A two's a two.
And if Jeff will turn his peg or just try and win it on a length.
Well, road's good. His road is perfect. What's
There's
he
a brick
hit?
wall in front of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only problem.
He's on a finish, 19-18. First time he's took the lead. Tommy Johnston 17, Dave Bradford 20.
Well, Brack's sticking with it, going to the quick area where they start the games from. North stand, edge. Hoping to plant one, bang in front of the jack. Well, he's drifted a 18-inch by.
He didn't like that blank bracket, he was flapping away like a penguin. Thought it was too far.
I must admit, well, it has gone past, but it's not as far as Brack thought it was. This bowler Jeff needs to stop. Further it goes, the more it pegs away. Can't just tell from here, may have won it. Referee's on his way over. Having a good look. Walking round. Ooh. Yeah, just likes that, he says.
He's indicated that Jeff Bolton's brown is in, bowler's in. I don't know what he's doing here.
Well, Brack, touch on that jack. Touch on that jack, makes another. Well, what a good ball that is. Now then, how many is it?
Referee's back again.
That's the big question. How many is it? I think he'll have touched that jack enough to make two. Oh, Brack says one only. What do I know?
Yeah, Brack's indicated it's just one. And we've got a result. Tommy Johnston 17. Very impressive dive, Brack 21.
Not sure what Jeff can do here. If it touches the ball, it moves the jack and probably gives Bracken 2. I think he's got to strike.
He needs to clear it.
I don't think there's any alternative. He's got to strike.
Doesn't want to be taking his own ball. He's played with pace, not a full-blooded strike.
No. Yeah, right sort of ball. I don't think there was a lot else he could do really.
Well,
Number 40, Dave Bradford, 21-17.
28.
21-17.
Oh. He looked quite out of it, did Brack at one stage. Battle back. 20, needs one more for a place in the last 16 of the Cooperative Funeral Care Waterloo handicap.
This is a big ball for Ant Bracken.
Yeah.
Marching after it. Don't look so bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Not so bad.
Be
at
happy
all.
with that.
Yeah. Jeff's watching it. Big chance this. Big chance. Good ball. Good response. Finishing a great place.
Yeah, hard to get at.
I think he
Bracken
might
just
strike at this.
half the jack.
It's played through. Well, I thought he'd have played a bit further than that. He's just played 2 feet overweight. Thought he might have come through a bit stronger. He gets a 2 here, 20 apiece. Needs to run.
Can't reach, can it?
No.
19-20.
Well. 19-20. Oh, the nerves are jangling.
Number 41, Terry Glover, 44, Greg Smith.
Jeff will go a distance. I think he'll go as far as he can and try and plant one. Going thumb peg. Down into the northeast corner of this famous old venue.
Gone a long way.
Yeah. He'll want something, anything within 18 inch of the jack. I'll put massive pressure on Brack. And he's on a road, just not a
too
length.
far.
It's
Too far.
He's going to be knocking over that funeral care sign if he's not careful.
You're knocking the tower over.
Bit of adrenaline, I think, there. Brack's on a tighter line. Certainly not as far. Needs to run a bit. Well, shouldn't be good enough. A lot wider. Needs a length. If he's not a length, it won't look at it. If it's not a length, it won't look at it.
Out.
Wow.
Well,
Whooshed it.
what an end to finish. Jeff Bolton will be kicking himself there. Played such a superb ball this end to get back into the game.
Just adrenaline, Mel. Saw the finish line. Saw the place on telly. Place in the last 16. And the adrenaline kicked in and whoosh.
On standby, please. Next one, 46.
Jeff Bolton 19. Anthony Bracken 21. Yeah, for those who are joining us at the moment, just the winners from the morning session will be live on ITV4 tomorrow. Jamie Bramley will play Gareth Gwilym. John Kennish will play Ross Dunkley. Ian Nicholson will play Gary Ellis. Simon Caup will play Chris Brown. And now we know that Anthony Bracken will play David Bradford. Building up to be a good lineup, Andy.
Yeah, really good. Like we said earlier, there's some quality, and there's one or two surprises in there. All lining up to be a great field tomorrow. Should be some good games.
Adam Jackson, 47, Roger Crowder.
Right, next up, game we're joining, another big game. Former British Crown Green Champion of Champions winner Terry Glover versus the former All England champion Greg Smith, another from Warwick Worcester. This should be a quality game, Andrew.
It should. They both had good games on Saturday. Terry Glover particularly played well. Greg got past a very tricky opponent in Andy Spragg. I don't think either of them played just at the very best, but if Greg, if he can get going on these short marks, he puts them close and puts the pressure right on.
I know, I'll speak to Greg, he's desperate to get onto TV. Big opportunity for... So you can't really call him a rising star, Andrew, he's already there.
No, he's already here. He's already here.
Oh, perfect start, 2-2s. 9-5 Smith. There you can see him proudly wearing his Warwick Worcester County shirt.
I think that's what Brack should have done.
4 bowls. He's not played one outside of foot yet.
He had a tremendous game up at the Martin Institute on Saturday night, I think it was, against Simon Cowp. Absolute top quality
and
game.
Another, look at that.
Yeah. And the worrying thing is I've got to play mixed pairs on Friday.
Hope Karen's on form.
Yeah. The back will be in bits by the end of that one. They had the long tapes out a lot on Saturday with Andy Spragg. Andy wanted to go as far as you could see, and Greg wanted to go about 15 yards if he could have got away with it.
Terry's actually not really played a bad ball yet. Yeah, can Greg make another? He'll go for it, even if that one's in front.
So, yeah, it was certain that time. Let it go. Needs to run a bit. Just a twitter. Yeah, got one. See if Terry he's stuck at the last end, strikes at this end maybe. Suddenly you've no length. That's the problem. But he can't afford to be short and try and lick balls like that. Oh, it's hard lines.
2 more. Perfect start for Greg Smith. 3-2s, 11-5.
Yeah. That's what makes this short game even shorter, giving away your 2s like that. Well, he's not giving them away, Greg's earning them. But all of a sudden you're halfway home and you've only played 3 ends.
Pleased to see that Greg's been and purchased some trousers. He was having difficulties Saturdays. His zip broke. His trousers wouldn't stay up at one point.
Well, there's not a lot to him, is there, to be fair? Could have borrowed one of my legs of my trousers and had 2 pairs. Surprised, isn't it? He might get the long tapes on these, yeah. Thought he might. Got to be at least 19 metres from the front of the jack to the middle of the mat. Anything below that gets returned. Terry gets to set the mark. But Greg gets to play the first ball. Yeah, so mark just over. He's just pointed to where the 19 metres was. Wasn't a lot in it, but just enough.
Look further than the length Greg was playing on Saturday.
Yeah. Can be deceptive on this big green. 19 metres looks nothing. Oh, we needed that.
The way Greg's playing, he'll lick that.
He's on a different road. Very tight. Very tight. Well, it's done marvellous as that ball. Must be one of you left-handers, you see. That's the trouble. They don't do what our right-handed balls do.
It's got in.
I'll be tempted to have another ramble through here. Missed it again. Is that a Wolves shirt that Terry Glover's wearing? Black and gold? Old gold?
No, it's not one of ours, no.
It's not. I just wondered. Looks very nice. You'd suit one of those, Mel.
Yes, it's quite smart, that. And we got Greg, the Aston Villa fan, in a blue and white shirt. He's here again, you know.
Yeah.
Here again.
Yeah, here again. This is
Lads on fire.
sometimes you can't live with bowlers when they're playing as well as this. You've just got to try and keep on the coattails as much as possible. Hang in there. It's easier said than done, unfortunately. Got to be careful not to let him dominate the game. Get stuck into his ribs a bit. I think
there's something wrong with this one, I think.
I think he's
Just
not.
stuck it outside.
I'll get over there and I'll go your phone's just been
Yeah, just off the land. He's human.
Oh, that's the rumour. Now then, Terry. Got to be careful. Don't go knocking him in. Or knocking yourself out. Good effort. He's got on the card at last.
Yeah, now we were going a bit further, I think.
Yeah, I can't see him going back.
And the other game on the green, Adam Jackson 6, Roger Crowther 8.
Terry going into the pub corner. Uphill finish, slight uphill finish. Need to make sure you're there with that first one, Terry. Just it's not going to put any pressure at all on Greg, that. Don't send him until he's absolutely 100% sure they're going to come out right. Well, this isn't going to break any pots. Just won it. Not a good one by any stretch of the imagination. Any further, Terry? Any further?
Yeah, better bowl.
Still a yard short. Labouring. Not looked at it.
We stuck it out a little bit, didn't it? Yeah, one more to Terry.
Got away with that. Well, I can see Terry looking longingly into the distance here. Just got to decide what peg he's wanting to go, and then whoosh. Yeah, some peg into the far distance. Coming into the northwest corner of the green. Came out nice enough. Slightly tight. Be alright if it's a length. It's about a yard off. Shouldn't be near enough. Better road. Is he arrived? No, just given up. Still plenty of room around that. It's tight again, tight line. Needs to just miss Greg's ball. Yeah, they'll peg inside Terry, no problem. Needs to run a bit. Well, 2, nice to lie him. Not sure he'll count him though. Yeah, sent it. Further. If he gets through, wins it. Yes, good ball. Not near enough for Greg. Terry's just not replicated his form at all from Saturday. Greg will be finding some little short mark.
Greg back on his short mark into the middle of the green. One of the favourites. Oh, there we are. We see the betting. That's how they lie at the minute. What do you make of that, Andrew?
Yeah, interesting that they've got Ellis and Cope joint favourites at the minute. I suppose with Gary giving the 3-star, that's probably why he's not outright favourite. Greg was 5-1 at the start. Tommy Johnson was 7, so that's a big favourite gone out. Greg gets through this, he'll be outright favourite, I would think. Looking at that, there's a good price on there. Matty Gilmore played marvellous on Saturday, 12-1. Bit of value there, and I think there's some value in the bottom 4. Looking at that, it may be even the bottom 5. Dave McDermott's a good price. But yeah, there's some good value there.
Yeah, the 8 names on the left, of course. We know we're already through tomorrow. And I think John Kennish at 10-1's a good price as well.
That is a good price, bit of value.
In that 4. In the second 4, Nicholson, Ellis, Cope and Brown. Well, who wins? So, yeah, nice to have a little look at that. Update on the betting. Let's go back to that a little bit later. The other game on the greens now, Adam Jackson 8, Roger Crowther 11.
Just made a lead again, hasn't Terry? Just needs to put him a little bit closer. This stage of the game, he's forced Greg to turn over, playing his thumb peg. Being a left-hander, shouldn't be allowed. Terry's back on the original. Our thumb peg. Those right-handers. Gave it a little bit too much to do. Greg sticking to his way in.
He's urging it, waving it in.
Yeah. Don't need to.
I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of people south of Stoke who are very keen, particularly the Warwick Worcester lads. We've got 2 through to the televised stage. And the third one here on the way at the moment, Greg Smith 14-8. Getting lots of messages from people. I don't think anybody's gone to work in Birmingham. They're all texting me and tweeting and all sorts. I think Land Rover's probably empty today.
They might have it on some big screens in the factory. Be all right. Well, it was sent the jack in Roger Crowther's way, so he got it back, resent it. left-hander's finger peg. Shallow round peg. Yard short, plenty of room for Terry. Certainly more room than he had at the start of the game. Won't finish so bad this. Decent response. Still room for Greg. Unless it's a back touch, there's always room for Greg. There's a better road. Better road. Further. Big chance now. Oh, just flopped out. Can Terry couple up? Needs them. Well, it's come for one. I hope he doesn't move that jack much. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, disaster.
Nearly.
Yeah, still got one.
Yeah. Very brave ball. He needed the two, so it was worth going for. Fortune favours the brave after all.
Go for him.
Just needs to find a lead, does Terry. That's all he's short of now. Struggled a bit. Short again. What's that, 2.5 feet to a yard short. Brings him a little bit closer than that.
Yeah, probably from the footer it looks a lot nearer. No, Greg, give this a chance. Didn't just pass it. I think the screen might have fell in.
Anything past his own will be good. He's further. Further, might be to back though.
Yeah, outside. Good shot of that there on the screen.
Yeah, hung it out.
Greg's just got to keep off the short bowl of Terry Glover's.
Turned it over.
Again after that. He was very quick. He was a quick left back apparently.
Yeah.
On the Villa books was Greg.
Yeah. I was always a left back at school actually for the school football team.
Yeah.
Left back in the dressing room mostly.
Centre forward till I got crocked.
And then what happened?
A bone come through the side of my ankle.
Oof. Sounded painful, Mel.
Yeah, it was a bit sore at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Made my eyes water.
Put any Germaline on it.
Yeah. Back to the middle. Every time he set a mark, he spied one like that.
Yeah, playing well is Greg. On full form. Good form, playing well. Oh, just missed it. Great effort from Terry, but great efforts aren't enough at this stage. If he's going to get back into this game, he's got to make a difference at this end. Got to pick that jack up for two. Got to risk it. No, change his peg. Come on, like finger peg. Close. He likes it. Oh,
I just robbed him.
had it missing.
Can you see any way back for Terry? Can you, the way Greg's playing?
No, not the way. He's not giving him any chances whatsoever. 17-9. I think he's played about 2 balls further than a foot away from the jack to his lead. And Terry's had to pull up trees to actually count the end. That's possibly the worst lead he's played. 18 inches off.
You're opening your mouth, isn't it? Sir?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, commentator's curse. May have gone out. Just needs a slight adjustment. A little bit of extra running in. Urging it on. Urging it down this little slope. Good ball.
Always improves, doesn't he, Greg?
Yeah, it's a class act, there's no doubt about that.
Sure what Terry can do. It's only one, he's got to play at it, isn't he?
He's not done. He's
Tried to lick it.
tried to beat it, which is very interesting. He's done it. What a good ball that is.
Not the ball we want to expect.
No, normally he'd have been reaching at that, but what a great ball. Confident ball. Now then, Terry, will that give you that confidence to go on and get back into this game? 17-10 to Greg Smith. Needs to make a few leads, keep hold of the jack for 10 minutes. That's all it'll take. 10 minutes of bowling to get back in the game.
And the big turnaround in the other game as well. Adam Jackson is now 16-11 up on Roger Crowther.
Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. Roger would have been big favourite for that game, I would have imagined. Well-known tournament player. Now then, Terry, have you played one? Not so bad. Not so bad.
I think he's give up on the corners.
Yeah, well, he's not really made a lead in the corner, so he's had to change something. Don't blame him, really. Well, he's got Greg off the road here. Just add him to back. Short.
And as we were saying, the part of the green's quite heavy. When I walked it this morning, it was quite a push.
Now then, Terry. Good road with this. Inside Greg's. Needs a length. Well, very tempting. Very tempting.
If he might turn his peg,
I certainly would. Yeah, he has done. Road's not bad, he'll peg up there. Pegs up to the left. Played a dead un. Played a dead un. Ridiculous.
Yeah, great ball.
What a good ball.
18-10.
And there's a man full of confidence. Us mere mortals would have been playing a couple of foot a yard over there just to make a connection. He just thought, I'll just beat them. Not a big job, he says.
Yeah, 18-10.
Greg won't change his game plan. No. He's no need to.
Oh, he's not so bad again. Not so bad again. Oh,
he's disgusted with it.
Disgusting. He's played one a yard off. It's awful ball.
Awful ball. Come off.
You're not going to knock it up, is it?
Back of it, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Come off, Terry. Of course, he's down in the programme as Tommy Glover, which gave me minutes of amusement on the weekend.
Rock on Tommy.
Rock on Tommy and all that. Made another, I think. Now then, Terry. I think we'll have to play through these. Well, are you far enough? That little nudge just stopped it. It would have gone out missing.
He's not played so bad, has he, Terry?
He's played
To be in
okay.
the position he is.
On the short marks, he's not spread him about. He's just not led when he's had the jack in the corners. He had 2 good ones at the last end. He just needs to keep plugging away. I mean, 18's never won a game, but it almost does win you a game, you know. Back down. The right-hander's thumb peg towards the cooperative funeral care stand. He's heard on the right side. You don't want to hang them out there. They just don't look at it if you do. Again, not a bad ball, but you'd think it wasn't near enough to put the pressure on Greg the way he's playing. Greg's not even bothered going at it the same peg. He's turned over straight away. Struggled.
Adam Jackson 20, Roger Cloud at 11. Roger was leading 11-8.
Always a nice time to get a 13 break. Both left-handers, those two. As in this game, it's a left-hander and a right-hander. Well, Terry, that was a poor ball. Needed to put one on the jack and put the pressure right on him. Greg's return to the original way in. Might have shoved it out a little bit.
It's a bit big.
Big bit too far, yeah.
One more. 12-18.
Just chipping away. Overture, 18-12. Now then, Terry, you're going to come into this commentator's corner. He's looking at it, looking longingly into the distance. Not gone right in him, but fair distance here. Thumb peg, right-hander's thumb peg. Got it away nice. Still going to be short though. Just not made a lead, has he? Just limped in. Ended up a good one, foot off. Terry needs to find one. Needs to put at least 5 feet to running into his last ball. Chances, you know. Just needs to trickle. Oh, giving up. Oh, it's giving Greg something to think about. Doesn't want to knock him in.
He's turned his peg.
A good road. Just going to be short, I think, is he? Just fractions.
One more.
Good effort.
19-12.
Wonder where he'll go. On the left-hander's thumb, the right-hander's finger to the middle of the green. It's one of the few greens where it's quicker around the crown than it is at the edges, really. Easy to overplay. Well, he likes it, just Terry. It needs to pick it up. Just scrape past it. Wants to know if Barry Booth, our star referee, who's in. Had it confirmed. Oh. Now then, Greg. Now then, Greg, are you there? You made another. Lies game.
Yeah, smack in front as well.
He's got to try a similar ball to his last as Terry. Played through. Needs a connection.
Gap.
Oh, yeah.
Another result, 21-12. Greg Smith, very impressive, Andrew.
Yeah, very impressive. Well worth the favourites tag. Walking up in the park for him there, really, the way he's played very, very well. Terry's not done an awful lot wrong, but couldn't live with Greg today. Very impressive performance.
Okay, well, I think we're just going to a quick commercial break. Okay, well, welcome back. After one special guest, Richie Passat, I've got another one here. The Welsh county player, Roger Morgan. Is you Mancunian or Welsh? What do I call you, Roger?
You definitely call me Welsh.
Yeah. First of all,
betrays me.
Yeah. First of all, Roger, we got you up here. You obviously work for Cooperative Funeral Care. You've got to be dead chuffed that your company is involved in this.
Oh, absolutely delighted, Mel. It's been a dream of mine to see bowls back on the TV. When we've talked about it quite a lot, 26 years, and the opportunity came when I arrived at the Cooperative Group, and I found that the business of the Cooperative Funeral Care was getting interested in backing bowls. The first venture they got involved with was about 10 years ago with the flat green game, and so I went along to a few of those events. There was a World Masters indoor, which was the top 8 bowlers in the world, playing at Ponds Forge in Sheffield. So then I had the opportunity to actually speak to John Taylor and the team at Cooperative Funeral Care and say, well, there's another code of bowls which it'd be great if you guys could have a look at that as well in terms of looking at sponsorship, and here we are today. It's taken some time, but the wait has been well worth it.
Well, obviously, I think on behalf of everybody, thank you for involved. We had a little chat at the World Championships, didn't we, with Erlen back in April, and I said, can you put me in contact with somebody there? And from that, it's all really developed, hasn't it?
Yeah, we did indeed, and the hard yards has definitely been done by yourself. But I was just grateful that we had a chance to have a chat, and I knew exactly who to introduce you to, and in fact there has been a sort of like toe in the water from Cooperative Funeral Care with a few smaller Crown Green bowling events. They've put money into the Welsh Crown Green. They've put money into a lot of sort of the smaller size tournaments, but the opportunity to bring all the parties together, and with your expertise, you've made it happen, Mel. And it's TV, obviously the facilities here, and it takes some organising, and I think Funeral Care, we're just looking for somebody to be able to bring it all together and make it happen, and they've backed you, and I really hope it's a great success.
Yeah, well, it is so far. They've done a fantastic job. Obviously, we thank you for pointing us in the right direction of the people to speak to, and then the Waterloo committees, not just myself, but Mark, Ricky, Tony Gatley, and everybody who's been involved have all been here. The amount of meetings we've had here and trips up to Blackpool lately. I've been on the M6 more than Eddie Stobart, I think, in the last few weeks, but it's all been worthwhile, and we just hope for a good crowd and good weather. But the main thing is that we've got the sport on television, isn't it, Roger?
Absolutely.
Show it live. Anyway, while you're here, being as Andy Cairns has decided to have a bit of a break, you can perhaps join me for the rest of the commentary on this game that we're featuring here, which is local hope Tommy King. As you can see there, he's 7-12 adrift against Matt Gilmore. Quality player, Matt. He played really well here Saturday. He's won competitions everywhere, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He has a seasoned campaigner. Is Matt? He's been an All England champion. There's not many of the big competitions that Matt hasn't won. I think maybe this one is one of the few that's not on his CV. So he'll be going all out.
Well, both these guys had good wins Saturday. Matt beat a Waterloo specialist, Jimmy Darby, comfortably 21-11. And Tommy King beat a Welsh teammate of yours, Mike Riley, 21-9. Really impressive.
Two very impressive performances against excellent players. Matt's result, in particular against Jimmy Darby, who's been a former Waterloo finalist, is really noteworthy. But Tommy, he's been around a lot, local player, and he'll fancy his chances.
Yeah, well, Matt's been playing a lot of marks, similar to we saw Greg Smith sort of into the middle of the green, a little bit farther than Greg. Tommy, I think, is going to be venturing in the corners. Got another one on the board there. Takes him up to 8-12. Just got off to a good start, Matt, didn't he?
Yes, he really got out the traps. And in this format of 6 on the card, it's you've really got to get off to a strong start. But Tommy, as you say, he's got in now, and he's 4 behind, and he's playing the mark he wants into the corners.
Yeah, this is his favourite mark, Tommy.
Looks a bit tight to the jack with this.
Yeah, they just slipped back a little bit, but I think he's just lefty 4 or 5 feet. Shouldn't really count. I'll say Matt Gilmore played superb. He was really fired up against Jimmy Darby Saturday. He was running him up and
playing red balls, which I don't associate with Matt.
Is he a Liverpool fan, is he? Or I can't imagine he's an Everton fan playing with red balls.
Well, I assume that he is, but we won't mention Saturday to him. But he had a much important job in hand here, beating Jimmy Darby.
Tommy, if it runs, just get in on a length.
Just turned its nose up a little bit.
You can't tell on the screen. Red ball looks in.
Looks favourite.
Matt's just checking.
Yeah, Barry Booth, no hesitation.
Yeah, you missed it this morning. Barry made a few crucial decisions in the Gary Ellis Paul Dudley game.
And was he right on?
Right in every occasion. The one end, I mean, it was 21-20 with a cracking game, and Gary thought Paul Dudley was in, but Barry said, "No, you're not."
Wow.
Measure proved right.
Yeah. Barry is he's ageless. As Barry, I was in the Isle of Man last week, Mel, and I saw Barry. He was charging across the green, running them in the pairs, and he won the pairs with Wayne Ditchfield.
He wasn't cursing his bowls, was he? At all?
He probably was.
Matt back on this short mark. Another good lead. That's how he was playing the other day, Jimmy Darby. Kept planking him there.
Yeah, when Matt gets into a rhythm, he really does take some shifting. A great leader to his own jack. And it's right against left. It's always difficult on round pegs. You've got to land that first bowl in, find the land. As a fellow left-hander in the union, along with yourself, Mel, we know how difficult it is to sometimes pick up marks.
I find it awkward following left-handers as well. You get so used to it. You know, Tommy, don't knock your own out.
He has.
Give him 2.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. Tommy just got underneath and it didn't recover.
And the other game on the green, while we're on, Roy Moxham from Cumbria 8, Dave McDermott from Merseyside 13.
Yeah, another 2 very experienced players going head to head there. Fantastic tie that as well. Dave McDermott, very, very experienced on here, but Roy has played. Oh, he must be one of the most capped players for Cumbria. So with the Waterloo being so close by, relatively close by for Cumbrian bowlers, I'm sure he knows every blade of grass.
Yeah. Well, we played Cumbria when they first came we were the first county to play them when they came into the mid-80s, and Roy was playing then. So he must have notched up a fair amount of caps. Look at this, what is this for a bowl?
Oh, tremendous bowl. It really is dispiriting for Tommy when he's played a good ball himself. Only a foot ball, to beat Matt's lead. And Matt just slams the door shut on him with a 6-inch ball.
Oh, to get at it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think he's going to look at coming the other way, because if he plays with any pace, I think it'll just hang out.
He's playing with a bit of pace. He's on the help. I think he's trying to promote his own.
Yeah, it's come the other peg. Just over the top.
17-8. The way Matt's playing, you can't see any way back for Tommy.
Yeah, I think he needs to get in quick. And this next end or two, else it'll be really a tough uphill battle. Looks another good lead, Mel.
Yeah, he's playing really well. Would have been a good game, Matt and Greg on these little marks, isn't it?
It's interesting. It's where you see a lot of players playing now, with fewer players going into the corners. The days that we remember, and Brian Duncan going full corners, charging after them and standing them all over the jack in the corners. But seems to be the game. The game's just changed in its thinking.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a lot of good corner bowlers, wasn't in them days, and Norman Fletcher, of course, and people we've seen here today, Tommy, Glyn Cookson, and go on forever, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Corners was the game.
Yes, it was. But now with this accuracy of striking with these young guys, they like to play the shorter marks, and if they're beaten, then they bring into play their striking abilities, which are quite fearsome. That was a good pick up of the jack by Tommy there. Really important that he did it. I think he's got 2 out of it. Yep.
Yeah, he made a double. Needed that. You've been almost out.
Well, he needs a lead. Like he's never needed one before.
And it's Roy Moxham 9, Dave McDermott 14.
Green looks in a magnificent condition, Mel, from here.
It is, yeah. Everybody's saying the surface is superb. That's all you want. You don't want your balls bobbling around anywhere. You want to know exactly what they'll do.
Oh, it's great to see the green looking so well, ready for its showpiece a couple of days now. A bit of finish in the bowls as well, and that's a good lead from Tommy. Oh, Matt's just found the gap. That was a great effort. They say always leave a gap.
Not so bad again, Tommy. Just nip tight, isn't it?
Only just might have just be falling out. Only the one. So 2 objects to try and hit here.
Any connection on either he'll be happy with.
Mm-hmm.
The one he didn't want to hit, is it? One more to Tom. 11-17.
Yeah, Tommy used to hail from the Staley Bridge area near Manchester. Came to live in Blackpool a number of years ago now, so he's really liking the sea air here, and has become a firm favourite amongst the bowlers on the Fylde coast now. He's having a good think about this, Mel. He doesn't want to.
I'm not sure
at this stage.
Depends where he wants to go, because he might be wanting to go where the other game is on the green at the moment. Just waiting for Dave McDermott and Roy Moxham's then to finish.
Yeah. We'll need to lead like last end.
He's got his strokes are made, lovely delivery, Tommy, isn't he?
Yeah, really smooth.
Yeah. I mind you, his postman, he should have a good delivery, I suppose. Yeah, just nipped it a little bit.
He sort of came up on it quite quickly in terms of looking at it. Obviously thought there was something wrong with it.
Well, it's not getting there, this. Red Bull's just pulling up. Tommy needs to improve.
His face says he's not on the land.
I think Tommy thought he was
Pulled it again.
he was going to just run in the back of Matt's. Yeah, then Matt further with this one.
It's going to be close.
I think he looks from on the picture on the screen, looks like he's gone out. Tommy just took one out at it to start.
Yeah,
just the
Tommy
one.
gets the one.
It's 12-17. He just needs a little run with the jack, just Tommy.
I think it needs to hurry, Mel.
Urging it on. Tommy likes this mark. I saw him the other day. He was there on one day last week, and he was having a bit of practice with Mike Leach, and this is where he was playing against Mike and played it well.
Well, he certainly picks his practicing partner as well, doesn't he? Having Mike Leach as a practice partner is a great call.
Good ball again, Matt.
Yeah, what Mike Leach doesn't know about this green isn't worth knowing, I would suggest.
That's right. I know he's disappointed to go out yesterday, Michael. He was one competition he's not won and he's having a tremendous season as well. He's won several competitions. Tommy's better if it runs. Can't get there.
No, Mike's a big favourite of John Parrott's, and so John will be disappointed.
That's right, yeah.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah, Matt. Oh, he's nearly got another one. Yeah, 2-19.
Yeah, good balls.
19-12, just 2 shots away from last 16 and a live television appearance.
Going back on the short marks again.
Well, he's not going to change his plan, is he?
No. Oh, he's played one.
Yeah, just a nagging bowl, don't they? Just like that, just in front. Sort of marks you play, Roger.
Well, I think I've had to change over the years as well, Mel. I'm sure you have as well.
You're not gone sending them shorter now, are you?
Well, yeah. The shoulders getting sorer every season.
Yeah, Matt. Well, he's not lining up. Chance for Tommy.
Just going to count on the inside of the leg. Oh no, it's just pegged a bit. I think it might have pegged out. Oh no, it's just stayed in.
Yeah, got it. Good ball, Tom. In the other game, we have Roy Moxham 13, Dave McDermott 15.
Could be a thriller this between Roy and Dave. Could go all the way to 21-20. Very well matched pairing.
So Dave's won tournaments on this green, he's experienced.
Tommy just needed a lead there, and I'm afraid he's dropped it a couple of yards short.
Well, Matt's not much further.
No, he's not.
So he was on the green early this morning, and that edge was very squelchy. The bowls are stopping dead. It may have just dried out a little more now. Tommy, well,
I think that's just caught them completely out how squelchy it was, because there's 3 short balls at the moment. Matt
he's not going to run in the back of Tommy, is it?
He just gets by.
Just when you needed a good lead, Tommy. That's what happened. 3 yards short. 2013. Back into the middle of the green again. Give him a little bit of room this time. It's the worst lead he's had.
Yeah, it's getting near the finishing line now. Just might be tightening up a little bit.
Roy Moxham 15, Dave McDermott 15. And Matt. Just gone out?
No, I think Tommy's got another chance.
Look at the picture on the screen. They don't send it on very far, do they, Roger?
No. This needs to hurry.
No, not going to make another one.
So last throw of the dice for Tommy.
Yeah, he can now. He cups now 14-20. Good lead, Tom.
Yeah. It's a useful ball there. Matt's leaning with this ball, which suggests it's narrow, and it is.
He needs to improve.
Tommy's on a good line again. It's all about length. Just skip through a bit. I think Matt likes this better. He's after it. He's all over this. Just doesn't finish, I don't think.
Pull up quick. 15-20. Tommy will be going a long way now.
He's very wise, just setting himself, taking his time. Very important end this for Tommy. Keeping the game.
The other guy, Roy Moxham, he's just taking Dave McDermott all the way around the green, just doing a loop round.
He was using his green knowledge.
16-15 increase now, Moxham. Changing the mark every end. Yeah, back to the game, Tommy. The further it runs, the better it is. There's a room.
A couple of yards there. Yeah, Matt's taking the opportunity. Now lies game. Still 4 foot to count.
You need just to put a yard in, Tom. Oh, it looks further.
He is definitely further. It's all about the road now. If you can get by. Oh, he's gone into the back of him. And it's not going your way, and that's it.
So that's it. Matt Gilmore 21, Tommy King 15. You just could never close the gap. Matt led really well, didn't he, on the short marks?
Yeah, absolutely. Matt dictated the game from the early stages, and Tommy was always playing catch up. But Matt's performance there suggests that he's got a few more rounds in him yet, and then I think he'll go very close.
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive in both the games he's played. Okay, anyway, thanks for joining me, and thanks for your involvement in helping us get this on.
My pleasure,
Roger.
My pleasure, absolutely. I just hope the weather stays dry and the crowds come back to the Waterloo. And after 26 years, I just want to say it's a credit to you and the team here at the Waterloo for getting us back on terrestrial TV, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Roger. Okay, we're going to just go to a quick commercial, then we'll be back with some more action. Well, welcome back. We're now joining the action. Andy Cairns is back with me after he's been and had his break, while we've been toiling up here. Lee Fletcher from Lloyd's against Steve Murray from Crewe. First end, Lee got 2, 7-5 he leads against Steve, who's developed into a bit of a Waterloo specialist, hasn't he, Andrew, the last couple of years?
Yeah, he seems to be running up well in every comp he's in on here. I think he's got a game on with Lee, though. I have a lot of time and a lot of respect for Lee as a player. I think he's a very good player. Plays a very competitive club, the Lloyds.
Steve.
And I think he's a very calm. He's got a calm persona. Might just suit him on here today.
You've just been watching a couple of games. Roy Moxon did very well, didn't he?
Roy
All around the
Moxon,
green.
Blast from the past. I actually beat him in 1991. I think it was the last 32 on here. The first time I'd ever entered the competition. That was in front of a cable channel that was filmed that year. Went to all the betting shops, I think, in all the pubs in Greenall, Whitley Land somewhere. And he's, he looks the same age still.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us have, matured and turned into Brad Pitt lookalikes, but no, he's played very well. Was he 14-8 down with Dave McDermott?
Yeah, and then took him all around the green, didn't it? All around the edges.
I thought Matty Gilmore was impressive again.
Yeah, he carried on where he left off with Jimmy Darley's game.
Steve turns over straight away, not following Lee in.
This is the sort of length Steve plays, actually.
That's right.
Better.
I'm not just sure how much they'll know about each other. Obviously, they're playing the same Cheshire side, but probably for one for the home and one for the away team. They might come across each other in inter-area competitions, but don't know if they know each other at all, really. Having a think about what he's going to do. I think he just should be playing a couple of yards over. Give it a chance. He's played several yards over. He's still watching it, stalking it.
Then the jack. Has it gone off?
It's going. Gone off. Nullified end.
You like nullified?
I do. It's a great word, nullified. Starting from 1 metre from the edge. Or approximately 1 metre. I don't think they ever measure it. Have you ever seen anyone measure it, Mel?
No.
No. It should do, though. It's a rule.
Don't think we're too fussed about that, are we?
Well, rules are rules, Mel. I think he'll just take him back.
Is it Andy?
Yeah, whenever I've watched him play, tends to go a distance. Whenever I've played him, I've always gone short. So I would think this is he plays on a big green at the Lloyd. You've been there a few times, and it's a big thrutch in that uphill corner. Not so bad.
The other game's also just started on the green. Currently it's Duncan Reeves 5, Kieran Smith 9.
Both come from the Leeds area, those two.
Yeah, they'll know each other's game.
Yeah. Played a lot in the winter comps at Spen over the last few years as well. Doesn't look like he's on any form, Dunk, at the minute, looking at that. Lee is, though. 2 good bowls. Steve's waving his arms. He wants it to stop, but it won't stop any time today.
2 more.
2 more.
I think he just caught Steve there. He hasn't. It's one of those nothing marks that we had earlier, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not right in them. It's not a short mark. It's a nagging length. I mean, it's just maybe 5-10 yards past the crown, so it's going to be fairly quick there. So it's good, well thought out mark that.
Got the best weather of the day.
Beautiful.
Sun shining.
Beautiful. Hope a few more take the opportunity to get down here tomorrow. Watch what's looking like. It's going to be a good day's bowling. Some cracking games on the lineup.
He's not come deep in the corner again, Lee.
No, it's good tactic this. He's about the same distance out the corner at either end of the green. Decent lead. 2 foot to the side. Easy to get off the road here. Needs a length. Look at that. Just go there. Just finishes at the end of its travel. Looks a good one all the way. Oh, good road here. Very good road. Just needs to be a length now. It'll whip at the finish. Gets another.
Yeah. Snuck in. Oh, there's 2.
Well, tighter line. Tighter line. Might just get to this jack. What a good ball this is. Great ball. Needed it. Well, he's just having a bit of a conflab with the crowd, asking what he's done wrong. Steve looks like he's going on a sponsored walk round the green. There's no rushing him, is there?
Steve, no. He's just trying to keep out the line of the other game on the green.
Well, as you say, the corners are Steve's game as well, so is that where he's going? Is he going to try somewhere different? And this could be fun. They're both headed for the same part of the green. And might be a jack up here. Ooh, he's sent this a bit too far. Might end up in the road of the other game. This is something that some of the players, I think, struggle with at times, where it's the first game that they've had on the green where there's only 2 jacks on.
Yeah, that's right. They've been used to qualifying with probably 6, then down to 4 Saturday.
Yeah. And your players like Gary Ellis and Simon Cout, you know, they're used to being on the green, 1 jack at a time. I think they just feel a bit more comfortable on it. Whereas these lads probably think, oh, we're in a final or a semi-final or whatever. So just got to keep calm. Lee's got to do a bit of alteration with this one after his lead. It was about 3 yards too far. He's better, lot better. Picks it up. No need. Good ball.
Good shot that.
What an adjustment. Nice ball.
The other game is Kieran Smith 13, Duncan Reeves 6.
Lee trying. Going towards a quicker part of the green. Ball's going a little bit. Finish yard past. Shouldn't be near enough. Better road. Better road, better length, better ball altogether. Very nice, easy delivery, Lee Fletcher. Nice, easy send. Oh, he's giving this a squeak. He needs to run though. Road was right, length was wrong. Now then, Steve, can you make your 2s?
Just needs the length.
Falling in. Disconsolately kicks that ball out. 2 down.
Steve may be heading towards the hotel corner.
I'd have thought so. No. On somewhere.
That's a surprise.
Yeah. On somewhere else. Going towards the tea bar. It's had plenty of use today. Not by me, I hasten to add. You'd think we'd get a free drink now and again, wouldn't you?
Right, played a good lead there, Steve.
Yeah, good ball. Well, Lee, can you bend? Yeah, good ball. Opened it up. Got a chance with a second ball now. Well, Steve.
Not so bad, eh?
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. Good ball. What can Lee Fletcher do? This Lloyd's man, what can he do with this ball? Only the one. Referee helpfully pointing at it. Just in case. Well, misses his own, he's got a chance. Oh, good effort, just short.
And Duncan Reeves stopped the rot in the other games, just managed to get in. Still adrift 15-7.
Looking a bit dark for our favourite bowling bookmaker. But who knows if he gets in the corners. He's a fantastic reacher. Steve's cutting the green in half, going straight across it to the west stand. Going to be tight.
Good lead that.
No, short and tight. Sums up a few bowlers, I know that. Lot better Lee here, Lee. Great response. Just gone 15-inch past. Are we allowed to talk in inches? Should we be? Well, not really, no. Maybe we should talk in millimetres and metres and centimetres. Well, Lee should be a comfortable 2. Coming nice. Can't get out. Yeah, good ball.
Steve Murray's not particularly picked the length up, has he, at all?
No. Played some good balls, but it's just lacking that consistency that he's going to need to win this game. And going back towards the corner mark he was playing earlier. Finger peg. Just inside the line, a little bit short. Not too bad. I've seen worse balls count down there.
A lot of short balls down there today.
Yeah. Can't just tell. May have given up. He's definitely inside Steve's ball. Runs a little bit further, be a good one. Oh, I think he's made 2 with that. Just needs to increase his velocity slightly.
Well, it's certainly reached.
Is that jack in the way?
Ooh. Still nearly gone off.
Well. Yep, still 2.
15-9.
Steve would have been urging that jack off then.
And Kieran Smith, 17-7. Yeah, 2 runaways to end the day, the way he's going.
Yeah, and if you think back to Saturday, Kieran Smith was out. He was out of the competition with Darren Edmondson. I think he was something like 2015, 2016 down. And he managed to scramble out up that east stand edge, the cherished stand as we're calling it. Lee trying it up the north stand edge.
Looks a decent pace.
Yeah, looking good. Can't fault it.
Good in.
Yep. Good ball. Oh, Steve doesn't like this. Giving it up as soon as he sent it. Just had it short, really, more than anything. Looks good again. Looks decent. Sits the ball, sits the jack, good ball. Gives Steve a bit of an headache, that.
He's found a good length from the off, hasn't he?
He has, he settled very, very quickly. Hasn't shown any nerves at all.
And I don't think he was here for a practice. I think he arrived late as well.
Find the gap. Wow, found the gap. From the map, they wouldn't look like there was a gap there. Doesn't look a happy chappy.
That's 17-9.
Game's just slipping away.
It's Duncan Reeves 8, Kieran Smith 18.
Going back down the edge. See, they've just closed the burger bar, Mel. Looks like I'm going hungry. Well, Steve, this is a chance you need to take. Yeah, took it. No, he's not buried it. Not buried that jack, but he's in. That's the main thing. What can Lee do? Certainly further. Might be too far, you know. Yeah. Whooshed it a bit.
Referees pointed to Steve Morris' bowl.
Whooshed it. Big chance for Steve. Needs to take them. Long way back in ones. It's a little bit quicker in twos. Fell the right way. Let's wait for confirmation. Yeah, two it was. So that gives him a little bit of hope. And the game's not just passed him by.
Steve's not chanced his arm right in the corners because it's his normal game on here. He plays the distance.
Yeah.
And if Lee's frightened him out of the corners.
Well, it's not a bad tactic. Take somebody on a mark that you don't really want to go on. If you put a few close, it puts some nagging doubts in their mind.
And Kieran Smith 19 now. Duncan Reeves 8.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a solo trial, that game, unfortunately for Duncan. Well, Steve, it wasn't a good lead, that. 2 yards over. It won't be so bad. And just go past it. 18 inch, 20 inch, something like that. Well, Steve, motoring again. Yeah, never changed it. No.
Yeah, he hasn't picked the pace up at all, Steve,
No,
has he?
not looked at home at all, not looked comfortable, not with it.
2 more.
Cheap 2.
19. The early day today, finish it. 10-4.
Oh, bar takings might go up then. Yeah, you'd expect at least another half an hour on that with these 2 games on. Can't take it away from them. The lads in front have played very well.
Yeah, Kieran Smith again. We've seen a lot today. We've seen Kieran Smith, Greg Smith, Matt Gilmore play these little marks. Put them close.
Lee's gone for the corners, led one about 2 foot short. This wins it if it's a length. Yeah, just stopped in. Needed that. Can Lee do? Well, he's on a bit of a road. Length required. Length required. Can't just see. I've got a bit of scaffolding in the way. We think that's won it. Referee thinks that's won it. He's had to change his peg, had to come the different way in. What a good ball this is. May have made 2. No, just the 1.
No, he needed that one.
He did need it.
Now, is he going to chance his arm in the corners?
Well, I think he
One
should.
last fling.
Well, there's nothing lost. Every egg's a bird at this late stage. And everyone's a sinner. Got to get right in them. Give it a chance.
What you been drinking?
What do you mean?
What about eggs and chickens and
Every
birds?
egg's a
And
bird at this late stage.
okay.
I don't have to paint a picture, do I?
Paints 1,000 words and
Oh, get the camera on me. Yeah, gone for the corners. Not deep in them, no.
Kieran Smith now 28.
Yeah, he's played very steady as Kieran. Highly rated over in the Leeds area. Now that's a better lead, Steve. Welcome to the game. Certainly reached as Lee. Just too far. Couple of yard. Now then, Steve, can you pair it?